You good, hell, bro.
Shells out here, though. I need to get some.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh, man, shades, you got.
Hello, good people. This is a PSA from TSA. You are listening to the Underground Railroad Show at Spreaker.com. I am the great TSA with my assistant, That Ninja. I'm sorry for the lack of attendance. I was busy spiking faces and beating data dominoes. TSA out.
Oh, man, I love the game of golf. It was a beautiful day out here today, wasn't it, baby girl? You didn't think it was a nice day today?
Well, I am sweating all over, so no, I didn't really think it was.
Well, I mean, you got to drive the car. You got to drive the car, and it did have a hood on it, so it kept the sun off of you.
Yeah, but it had no air conditioning.
Well, okay, fair enough. So, we're going to get something to eat, right?
Of course.
Cool.
And you're obviously paying, right?
Always. Always. Man, golf is a fun sport. Hey, I drove the ball pretty well today, don't you think?
Pretty well to the far right, yeah.
But, okay, even though I went right, my iron game was really good, and I was able to fight my way out of that.
Yeah, but you hit it into the sand, and you did that quite often, might I add.
Even when I went in the sand, my chip was really tight, so I was able to get out of there and get close to the flag.
After 3 times.
You have to admit, though, my putting game was really good, and it saved me a lot of the times from all of the bad hits I had out in the fairway.
And it only took you 11 holes. Listen, until you get a good golfing game, I'm going to keep giving you shit.
I'm improving. I mean, since I've gotten started, haven't I got a lot better?
Yes, you've gotten better since your injury.
We don't have to talk about my shoulder, but I mean, that's another reason why it's coming along slowly, but, you know, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it.
Sure.
Hey, baby girl, I'm about to go hop in the shower. When I get out, we head out to the volleyball tournament, okay?
Okay. Oh, can I use my the computer?
Oh, yeah, of course, baby. Of course. Hey, baby girl.
Yeah.
Repetition breeds familiarity.
Familiarity breeds comfort. Comfort breeds complacency or success. We're going for the latter rather than the former.
All right, good deal. Handle business.
Okay.
Hey, remember you're a beast out there. Act like it.
I will.
All right.
Let me see what he got in these emails. Spam. Overdue bills. Not surprised. Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. Young nigga got it bad 'cause he's broke. What is this? Sarah? Linda? Becky? Amber? Amy? Molly? Ginger? Heather? Karen? Oh, hell no. We are not having this. No, I don't want no Pancake Tuesdays. Oh God, delete. No, I do not want your lemon bars.
Karen? Ooh, my dad's gonna get...
Do you have strong opinions and you're looking for a way to express them? Are you tired of carbon copy sports radio that infests the airwaves? Do you have creative concepts and ideas that you want to share with the world? Then this is not the commercial for you. This commercial is all about
Kinko's University.
That's right. Kinko's University gets you prepared for the podcasting world when you don't have the chops for it. If you're one of the many people looking to get into podcasting, but you just don't have the skill, Kinko's University is the university for you.
I want to do a podcast, but where do I start? And what do I talk about? Kinko's University.
Don't worry. Here at Kinko's University, the first thing we teach you about is OPP. That's right. Other people's perspective. So you can always have something to talk about getting it from another source.
Podcasting looks fun, but do I really have to do all that research and show prep? Kinko's University.
Absolutely not. Here at Kinko's, we have classes like No Preparation 101, where we teach you to get around all of that pesky show prep because we know you don't have the time.
I wonder what the best time slot is to get the most listeners. Kinko's University.
Don't worry. Here at Kinko's, we have a class called Recycling Ideas 101, where you can find a time slot that works and just jump in that slot to try to make it happen for yourself.
Kinko's University. I want to come up with new content and subject matter, but I'm not that creative. Kinko's University.
You'll also take Regurgitation 101, which will help you come up with other people's subject matter that you can recycle and make your own. That's right, here at Kinko's, we teach you how to get around hard work, getting new wrinkles in your brain, and having to work hard at your craft. Come to Kinko's, where you can take these top courses with top teachers. Most people that go to Kinko's graduate with Kinko's degrees, that's right, as master copiers. Kinko's University, for the skilled impaired.
Kinko's University is not a real university and is not accredited. You don't actually learn any skills. You just learn how to mimic people who have actual skill.
Underground Railroad Show with that ninja. All aboard, have the tickets ready because the train has arrived. Delayed or on time, it's time to get on board.
What's going on, fam? This is the Underground Railroad Show hosted by your boy, that ninja. Merry New Year, fam. Merry New Year. Merry New Year. Thank you for coming aboard, man. Truly appreciate it. That 5 straight. Yeah. Merry New Year, man. Thank y'all for coming aboard. Truly appreciate it. I apologize for the late start. I'll start off this year with saying I apologize for the lack of frequency last year. I know it was late today. It couldn't be helped. And generally last year, what I did when I ended up in this situation, and I thought it was kind of late in the kind of late to start a podcast, I kind of generally didn't do it, and things would happen during the week, and I might not make it up. So I had a lot of infrequency. This has been the most, last year, 2025 was the most infrequent year I've ever had as far as consistency in podcasting. So for that, I apologize. I didn't want to start out the year missing the first Monday, so I made sure that I came on today. I'm going to go ahead and get into pro and college football, the pro and college football playoffs, starting out with college, and I'll see where I get from there. But thank y'all for coming aboard, man. Truly appreciate it. For the uninitiated, this is the Underground Railroad Show. I call it that because what I'm doing is attempting to free the stories that are chained and locked up by the mainstream. They generally have an agenda, and the majority of the time it has nothing to do with any facts and or it doesn't have a lot to do with facts and more to do with what they're pushing, what the agenda is on that particular day. So I attempt to, generally speaking, that's why I don't. Whatever I do on my show generally is not going to follow the mainstream topic because it annoys me to no end. So I try to go my own way or whatever's on my brain, or even if I'm speaking about what the go-to topic of the day is, I probably have a different take on it. But I do submit to you that I will be consistent this year and I won't have all of those infrequencies that I had last year. It was a lot last year. That was the most, hands down, the most infrequent I've ever been. So I will make a much better effort this year. Thank you for coming aboard, man. Truly appreciate it. A lot of things happening in the world of football. I'm going to stay there. There's a lot popping off in the real world, and what I'll do is I have time. That story's not going away. And I know if I get into that today, there's no way I'm going to get into sports. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into college football, a little bit of the playoffs, some of the general things we'll talk about, my diet, whatever y'all did over the holidays. I spoke to y'all after Jesus' birthday, but we didn't. Saloon, sir. I spoke to you after Jesus' birthday, but we didn't speak after the New Year. So Merry New Year to everyone. Hope you had a good time, with family, fellowship, making a memory, having an experience, whatever the case may be. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Everything went smooth and you came through it unscathed and without anything to put your head down about. And again, shout out to JBJ, man. RIP to your pops. I sent a link as usual, listen to it at your leisure, man. RIP to your pops, man. RIP to your pops. All right, thank y'all for coming aboard. Let's start here. Hope everybody had a good New Year. And again, if I'm not mistaken, next week I may get into the obvious. I know I can't start there and get into football, so I won't do that. And obviously, the Dr. King Malcolm X episode is coming up on the quote-unquote recognized holiday. So I can work that into those shows easily, so I'm going to hold off. If I start there, I'll never find my way to football. So let's talk about, let's go ahead and get into some football. Before we do that, I did. Oh, no, before we even go here, there was some great games on Jesus' birthday. Looking at the scheduling and some of the teams, the quick turnaround, that was some bullshit. It wasn't a good thing, and you didn't necessarily have high expectations. As a matter of fact, I didn't even set up the show. I'm glad to be on the air. I started late, but as soon as I hit that button, I said, yeah, that was the right decision. I feel much better. So let me say this. The title of today's show, and I'll do it old school. Gonna do better about, and I'll say this too. Let me say this before I get into it. Sound bites, recording, as I spoke about the Christmas wish from Sidney Jackson. I might be able to get away with it on this platform, but again, no production. I can do it on the other platform, but I couldn't download anything. Like I tried to get it and download it. It might be because I'm full over there, but I did find out that I can export things. So I should be able to make the skit over there, export it, and bring it over. So I'll get it done. I was trying to do it on here, but I can't institute or implement any production because I can't talk while the damn soundbite's going. So it's been a struggle with and I'll say this, they keep making updates and changes. They're trying to figure some things out. And quite frankly, I haven't put anything in the damn comments. So I'm complaining, but I haven't told them what I want. So I'll see if they continue to be diligent about that. But I would love to be able to talk through my damn sound bites. I would love to be able to do that. But the title of today's show, and wait a minute, let me make an adjustment. I don't think I did. Let me get that down to a reasonable level. Let's get that down to a reasonable level before I start hitting these sound bites. All right. Now we're in business. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. The title of today's show is Sorry, Motherfucker. The title of today's show. Sorry, Motherfucker. And I'll speak about multiple players and multiple teams that deserve the moniker of. Before I go there, the games. Sorry, talking through the soundbite. Before I go there, the games on Jesus' birthday, not bad. Quick turnaround. It wasn't necessarily good for the players, but as far as the quality of the games, even the evening game ended up, getting away. But I just enjoy watching Detroit lose. That's just me. I just enjoy watching Detroit lose. But that wasn't as competitive. But the earlier games were really good. There were good games on Christmas Day. That's really all I did. I grilled and I watched football. Sister came over. Best friend came over. He's chilling in the back now. But outside of that, that's all I did. Watch some good football. It's good football on that day. So I guess shout out to the NFL for giving us some good games to watch, even though it was short notice for the players. And you probably, I'm sure that turnaround wasn't fun because was it Thursday? I don't even think it was Thursday. It was Wednesday. They had a very quick turnaround. But fun games to watch. So I had fun doing that. I did grill on Christmas. I talked about that, and I don't think I spoke about the games. Maybe I did, but the games were good. Now, as far as New Year's, and of course, we're about to get into the obvious, and that'll be the first game I talk about. Before that, I did make those Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. Not bad. After the first time, you figure out some shit, but I'm definitely going to do that again. First thing I know I should have done, I should have put more cheese in. It probably needed just a little bit more cheese. And I know that I could probably stuff those egg rolls a little bit more than I did because I kind of had them wrapped up in the cheese and I stuffed them, but I could have done it just a little bit more. But other than that, I think it went over pretty well. Nothing broke up. Everything stayed together. And I think the only thing I did learn, because I did make some shrimp egg rolls after the fact, is after you roll those things, you rightfully need to go ahead and make them. If you don't, you need to freeze them. But you can't sit them in the refrigerator for long. You can't put them in the refrigerator for long. It has to be really quick. But if you're going to make those, roll them, cook them right then. If you're not ready to fry them up, don't roll them. Don't pre-roll. Hysterical. But don't pre-roll. Wait until you're ready to cook those, for real. But, yeah, those went over really well. Again, I didn't go onions. I went onion powder, but cut up some ribeye steaks, put in some nice little pepper medley, season them up in a little marinade, cook them up, cook the peppers, put everything together and just, kind of scooped everything. I laid the provolone out, wrapped the guts up in the provolone, and then rolled it up, which made it easier to roll. But I should have stuffed it just a little bit more. But outside of that, man, that shit was great. I will 100% be making those again. Shrimp egg rolls were good as well. I still got some of those in there. I just did my own thing with the guts. I kind of looked up a couple little medleys, seasoning medleys. They were doing all that extra shit. I use sesame oil, but outside of that, I use a little bit of soy sauce. But all that chili sauce and all that damn what's the other bullshit they want me to put in it? That oyster sauce and shit. I don't necessarily care for the authentic taste, so I didn't use that shit. But they came out pretty well. But the Philly cheesesteak egg rolls, fine. Definitely be doing that again. I doubt I buy another egg roll at this point. I doubt it. C is the Underground Railroad Show hosted by your boy that Ninja. I want to do this intro first. I might as well go to this horrible game now. The first two games I'm going to get into, and I'll go ahead and do intros. Then I'll get into these games. Did I really just drop that? Then I'll get into these games. Now, the two games that I was probably the most invested in. One, because obviously I'm a fan of the Ohio State University. I was invested in us winning. I felt like we got the better of the deal getting Miami. And, and let me clarify, beforehand, let me say the same thing I said before. I didn't think they had any offense. I thought that because Carson Beck was so inadequate that even though I didn't love our quarterback, I truly believed in our defense. And even though I didn't love the play calling, I still felt like we would produce more offensive production and score more points because of the talent, based on talent alone. But just like against Texas A&M, I didn't really give Miami credit for their ability to rush the passer. But after looking at the game and being able to go over it and look at it a few times, I see some things that I thought were the issue before, and they just kind of came to fruition. So I was upset, but I couldn't be surprised. I couldn't be surprised. So I'll go into depth there. But the two games I was invested in, one Ohio State, obviously I'm a fan. The other game, the Alabama-Indiana game, because I bet the light-skinned wonder ABM $20. Now, it's not a big amount of bread or anything like that, but I was confident that Alabama was going to win that game, and he was confident in the other direction. Lo and behold, this motherfucker's right. So I got to call him and listen to all this bullshit. Well, honestly, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. But, I definitely had to call him and send him the 20 and say, well, goddamn, son, I didn't see that shit coming. I didn't see that bullshit coming, but, those were the two games that I was most invested in that I felt like and to be honest, obviously the Ole Miss and Georgia game, because as I said before, if Ohio State doesn't win it all, I'd like to see Ole Miss do it. So those are the games that had my attention. But as I said before, I really was interested in all the matchups. Every game wasn't what we would have liked it to be as far as being competitive. And, ideally you like that competitive game that's decided in the fourth quarter. And you didn't get that with every contest, but ahead of time, you never know how the game's going to go. But I still enjoyed the matchups, and I was anxious to see them, even though one in particular ended up being the Alabama game was ugly. Let's just say that. And the Oregon-Texas Tech game was ugly. If we're talking about something being competitive, those two games weren't competitive. But I still look forward to the matchups. You never know what's going to happen, man. But I still think the setup this year was better. I'll go into detail. I'm going into depth on Ohio State. Believe me into that. Believe me with that shit. Several things that I noticed. Honestly, the same thing happened in this game that happened against Indiana. It happened every time we were challenged. It was the same thing. And that's another problem, a lack of adjustment. But I'll get there. Let me do intros. And then I'll get into these college matchups, and I'll see where I'm at from there. First man aboard the train, we got my man Sluggo on the train, fresh off vacay. What's going on, sir? Thank you for coming aboard, man. Hope you are enjoying the ride thus far. Once again, the title of today's show.
Sorry, motherfucker.
Coming aboard the train to his traditional bomb drop for slapping the sauce out of his wife's hands when she tried to apply it to my ribs. That is a true story. That is not fiction.
Amen, preacher.
I give you none other than the great Sidney Jackson. What's going on, sir? Sidney, your Eagles are one of only three teams in the NFC I can root for. Or is it four? Three. Green Bay, Philly, Chicago, Carolina, four. There are four teams in the NFC I can root for, and several are matching up against each other very early. But there are at least four teams that I can root for and or appreciate watching in the NFC that I actually care to win. I'll enjoy football regardless, but there are several teams I really don't want to see go far. If I'm just being honest. So there are four teams in the NFC I'm looking forward to seeing go far. And I literally only have one in the AFC after that shit in that Baltimore and Pittsburgh game. I digress. We'll get there as well. Technically speaking, I guess it was a good game. I guess. It was a good game, but boy, that ending. I'll say this. I'm not saying I was a fan of this jackass. I got to give him credit as a football coach. But Bill Parcells once said in an unintentional soundbite, he was speaking to the trainer, and I'm slightly paraphrasing, but the trainer said, well, I'll check him again, but, if he can't put pressure on it, he's not going to be able to play. And Bill Parcells turned around without missing a beat and said, I don't need him to play. I just need him to kick. In those situations we saw in Baltimore, but from both kickers. Why some head coaches feel that way. And this is in an era where you see an asserted effort for everybody to pick the kicker up when things go wrong. You'll see them miss certain kicks and situations, and the entire special teams over there bigging them up. And you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Man, did y'all notice when that Pittsburgh kicker missed that damn PAT that they didn't fuck with him? I was laughing my ass off, man. I don't know if y'all noticed that shit, but you know how everybody go up and do a little helmet thing? He went to go do the helmet thing. Motherfucker ghosted his ass like a fine bitch at the club. Walk right by him. And did it with all the teammates. Everybody else did their job. They left him there. You know, you leave your hand up. Hey. I had that happen at my class reunion. Hey, got your hand up, get some dap. Got that motherfucker just leave you there. That's what it was with him. He's like, I said, damn, I never seen them. They usually pick a motherfucker up. They wasn't okay with him missing that damn PAT. But you know, the homie said, anything you can do, I can do better. Not to mention, after that, he came right back and kicked the ball short of the goal line and gave them good field position because he couldn't get the ball out of the back of the end zone. So he really had back-to-back spectacular plays as a kicker. You'd rather be unseen and unknown than pull that shit off. I digress. But Sydney, one of the teams I'm actually looking forward to see playing. Speaking of the father from The Color Purple and Sarge from A Soldier Story. Speaking of what's my man's name? Terrence Trent D'Arby. Speaking of Terrence Trent D'Arby, we got the angry black man on the train. ABM coming aboard saying Dark Child is on in Dark Child is on 2 weeks in a row. Dark Child is hysterical, sir. Dark Child is hysterical. We can do better this year, sir. We can do better. ABM said, are you going to do the Dr. Umar and Roland Martin show after the Dr. King Malcolm X show? This is how we start the year, ABM. ABM said, are you going to do the Dr. Umar and Roland Martin show after the Dr. King and Malcolm X show? I don't anticipate doing that, sir. I don't anticipate doing that. Thanks for asking, though. I don't anticipate that, sir. Out of all the people to bring up, Roland Martin is on there screaming over people and shit. Boy, I tell you, you're a wild boy. See, he's really being good. With the conversations that we have, he know he's out of bounds with this shit. Yeah, I was talking to ABM earlier and stuff. I'm telling him about how these motherfuckers are cheating. He telling me to stop making excuses. You know, same old conversation we always have. Similar to others. Similar to others. Coming aboard the train with his traditional. Good evening.
Motherfucker.
We got none other than the great JBJ on the train. What's going on, sir? JBJ, the Florida Gator fan. And right now, I guess I say the Florida Gators. Y'all losing quarterbacks and everything, sir. ABM said, wait a minute, man. I don't have this where it needs to be. Let me change that. Right. All right, there we go. ABM said, Ninja, there is an adapter you can get for the Acer to fix the soundbite issues. I know another Acer owner that told me that. I don't have an Acer, sir, but thank you for the advice. Thank you for the advice, sir. I appreciate it. You'll wrap. Oh, man said. Yeah. JBJ said Ninja's about to go on a rant. Sidney Jackson's laughing at the title of the show. Hey, listen. I first I grabbed it from. I went to Spreaker to get this sound bite because I hadn't been getting new ones because of the system. But Sidney Jackson reacting to the title of the show.
Sorry, motherfucker. Sorry, motherfucker.
Sir, I actually had to I went to Spreaker to try to do it because I have a hard time on this platform. It's not built for that. You can do it, but it's not ideal on this platform. So it's still easier for me to go back to Spreaker to do that. So I went and did it, but as I said before, for whatever reason, the audio quality on Spreaker became questionable. And every time I tried to record something, it never had the volume that it had previously. So it would always be a little, the volume would be low and it wouldn't be a good soundbite to play. You could hear the difference and all the other sound bites would be strong. And that one you'd almost, in my mind, have to struggle to hear. So, you acknowledging that is big. So I'm glad you can hear it. But I actually had to come back and record it off of I had to record it off of StreamYard. I did it off of StreamYard, actually, even through this headset. I didn't even change the mic. And it had much better sound quality. So I might try the big mic and just use this platform to do it. It's a tad bit more difficult with the way this is set up. It's not set up for recording sound bites the way the other platform was, but you can still use it. But yeah, thanks for the acknowledgement. Glad that's loud and clear. Sidney Jackson said, "Life's cool." Of course, that's the famous thing I said when I was coming back from Ohio and we lost to Michigan again. And I went on about a 30-minute rant. And at the end, I just paused and said, "But it's all good. Life's cool." But that's after cussing for 30 minutes straight. So now I get life's cool. Sydney said, "I was watching the NBA on Christmas." You know what? Not a bad way to go. But those NFL games were actually good, man. They were actually good. ABM said, "I didn't watch any of those games on Christmas. None of those games were between playoff teams." No, they weren't, but they were all good and competitive. But I'm a football nut. There's no way I'm going to watch round ball when football's on. It's not happening. JBJ said, "Ninja trying to keep his cool with his boy in the background." That's not true, sir. That's not true. Y'all know how many other times he's been here. We just haven't said anything. This is happening on multiple occasions, sir. But I promise you, I would not rob you of show quality. I know, you know what? I do know one thing that I'm going to talk to them about. One thing for sure. They have to give me more soundbite spaces. I have to have more room in here than this. They have to give me more room than this. So that's one thing I know I can ask them for. That they can definitely fix. That they can fix. But, I mean, we'll see. But as JBJ just said, Ninja trying to keep his cool with his boy in the back.
You're robbing us, you son of a bitch. You're robbing us, you son of a bitch.
ABM said, "JBJ, this is how I had to enter my name on the Fisher-Price platform, Twitch." Fisher-Price platform. It's fucking hysterical, man. Stop it, sir. You're going to make me choke. JBJ said, "I thought your name was much more simplified." Doc Bell, you had the, okay. Yeah, they, I don't know, man. I've, again, I tried to do this one day, and maybe we need to make a concerted effort to do this again. But I tried to do it from YouTube. But when I tried to send the alert out, it appeared it wasn't successful. I tried to go through YouTube and to send the alert out so everybody could come through that platform and we could work through that chat room or through that little message board. And it just didn't work out. The 2 or 3 times I've tried it, for whatever reason, people don't seem to get the alert. I can send it out to YouTube after the fact, but beforehand, it doesn't seem to work. And apparently you can view it on Facebook as well, which I always forget to go back there and check to make sure I don't have any messages, but it's there. But when I try to go through YouTube, it doesn't seem to work. And I don't know if it will be as restrictive. I know y'all have to be creative when you're putting certain things in the chat room. Apparently, they block a lot of things, so y'all have to be creative in the way that you word your opinions. But and once again, I went through the controls or went through the settings, and I removed all restrictions. And I thought that would have fixed the problem, but apparently not.
You're robbing us, you son of a bitch.
JBJ said, Ninja trying to... No, I read that one. I read that one where I'm at. Okay. That's funny. JBJ said, I thought you... No, read that one. I'm looking forward... From Sidney Jackson. I'm looking forward to my Eagles scoring... I mean, that's fair. The coordinator's terrible. That's fair. Sidney Jackson said, I'm looking forward to my Eagles scoring 13 points against San Francisco this weekend. San Fran doesn't have a great defense. I don't know. Playoff time, is Jalen Hurts going to allow some first-year OC to sabotage his game or to sabotage their chances? I don't know. I can see that man doing a lot of checking and audibling. We'll see. He should. He's earned that right. But I don't like your OC at all. And I refer back to the year that y'all had that Ninja as an OC. The record was good. Y'all weren't necessarily playing great football. They fired him in the middle of the season or more than halfway through it, and y'all kind of went on a skid after that. You weren't playing great ball anyway, but you went on a skid after that. And when I say this, y'all still went like 11-6 or 11-5 or something like that. It's not like y'all had a bad year, but you lost to Tampa in the playoffs that year. You couldn't overcome the adversity. But he didn't seem to mind like changing the flow of the team that year, and I feel like this OC has done a much worse job. He's a first-year guy, which I don't understand. Jalen Hurts should be telling him what to do, and the offense has been horrible. Even the fans recognize what the problem is. So maybe there's an adjustment when the playoffs start. Maybe the head coach, maybe it's an Italian thing, so he's allowing the OC to have some time. Maybe it's that. I don't know. ABM said it was on Spreaker and Boneyard, not on this Snap benefit platform. Snap benefit platform. That is funny. Again, I don't know. We could try to do it off of Facebook if you like. We can go there. I mean, we can try a different side. But right now, just sending out the alert is easier on this one. But again, I think even one show I said, hey, let's jump over to YouTube and see how that goes. And I think y'all said y'all were having a hard time finding it, if I remember correctly. Excuse me. Sluggo said JB in the building. I think JB asked Sluggo about his vacation. Sluggo was in Florida. He said it was cool. It was my first time at Daytona Beach. Nothing like changing the weather, sir. JBJ said, Sluggo, the beaches are nice. Did you roll past FAMU? My mom went there. Personal conversation, my bad. JBJ said, I think Miami has given the perfect blueprint on how to build a team through recruiting and NIL, minus the quarterback. Oh, JB, you a damn fool. You a damn fool. But, sir, I agree 100%. I agree 100%.
Damn anybody who doesn't glorify his work.
I agree, sir. I agree. Excuse me. JBJ said, I think Miami has given the perfect blueprint on how to build a team through recruiting and NIL, minus the quarterback.
White people have never been clean. Not now, not ever. White people have never been clean. Not now, not ever.
JBJ said, Beck will be the reason for Miami's downfall. I agree 1,000%. And again, as soon as I get through the chat, I'm getting right into Ohio State, Miami. But I definitely had to get my fix in. I apologize for the late start. But as you know,
Shit, man, got me, man. I don't got no control over it, man. I
I try to kick, man. She just be calling me, man. Be calling me, man. I just gotta go to him. Need help, man.
JBJ said Beck will be the reason for Miami's downfall.
Sorry, motherfucker. Man, you sorry. Sorry, motherfucker. Man, you sorry.
Would anybody like to take a guess as to where this soundbite came from?
Sorry, motherfucker.
The title soundbite. Anybody have any idea? I can give you a hint. It's the same. This is this right here.
Sorry, motherfucker.
He has one other soundbite in my vault, and it's this one.
Y'all some cheating motherfuckers. Y'all some cheating motherfuckers.
Anybody care to take a guess?
Sorry, motherfucker.
I'm not going to give you any hints because that would make it too easy. If this is one of those ones that linger, like the odor from that Dusty family in that Walmart aisle I was in that day, if it's something that lingers, then maybe I'll throw some hints out. But let me know if you figure that one out. ABM said, Nick trying to downplay the loss. I told Nick Miami had the best pass rush in the college football playoffs, and that Bama was not that good. You told me that about Bama, and because of the results, I can't argue. I can't argue. Indiana whooped them. I still don't think Indiana's like great or nothing. I really don't. Quarterback threw about 200 yards in that game. Alabama shot themselves in the foot in a lot of ways. I was very disappointed in the fact that Alabama couldn't adjust, didn't stand up to the moment, and honestly, my homie is just not. He just hasn't proven to be a big time quarterback necessarily. When shit isn't going smoothly, man, he hasn't necessarily been able to overcome that a lot of the time. Then after the fact, I'm hearing he's not healthy. He shouldn't have been playing if he's not healthy. And when did they pull him? In the fourth quarter, some shit like that? It was ugly, man. Alabama took an ass whooping like every quarter. It was bad. And again, we're going to get into the details, but several decisions like some of those coaching decisions. And I'm the person that was defending the coach. Again. Caleb DeBoer.
Sorry, motherfucker.
Forget about Bama fans. Forget about the team, everybody else you let down. Think about me. I've been defending your ass. You're making me look terrible. How dare you go out there and call that terrible game? I bet ABM $20 y'all's going to win. It's not about the money. It's about the preceding and this particular chat and the other ones that are in this motherfucker that I got to hear. And the problem is the motherfucker's right. So I got to listen to the shit. I don't appreciate that at all. Not at all. Now, I'm not downplaying our loss, but it's not like I'm super shocked either. I thought we would win, and I'll tell you why we lost shortly, but I can't play shocked. I've been very upfront about how I feel about that team. I've been very upfront about how I feel about that team. And that quarterback, and quite frankly, the play calling I've seen, and the fact that every time we've been challenged, I haven't seen anything promising with us, not offensively. I haven't seen the ability to step up offensively when we've been challenged. And up to this point, I still haven't, as we're out of the playoff picture. JBJ said, I meant Bethune-Cookman. Sidney Jackson said, Indiana should be on the Epstein list. Oh, shit. Oh, Sidney Jackson said Indiana should be on the Epstein list for that violation of the elephant's booty. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry, motherfucker. Man, you sorry.
That was bad, man. It was bad. It was bad. I'm like, come on. When it started, you could tell it wasn't going to get better, I'm like, y'all really going to do this? I was about to call ABM right then. I said, you know what? I'm going to let this shit marinate. I'm not calling this motherfucker right now. I'm going to watch the rest of these football games and call this nigga tomorrow. Ended up being Monday, but I wasn't finna let that fuck up my whole damn Saturday. And shit, wait, let me make sure. Hold on. Hell, we had already lost, right? Yeah, I think we had already lost. Have we played yet? Have we already lost? I'm trying to remember when Alabama played. I'm slipping, but anyway, yeah, not a good day for me. Prediction wise, rooting wise, betting wise. Oh, that shit went bad. Sydney, you stupid. You stupid. JBJ said FAMU was in Tallahassee. Sluggo said, JB, we rode up past Bethune-Cookman while there, but not FAMU. My daughter visited FAMU with the school a few weeks ago. Nice. JBJ saying, good stuff. I know the mathlete will do us proud. No doubt. A prized addition to the alumni group, sir. Oh, nice, Sluggo. I remember Sluggo said that Sluggo's daughter was a senior. So we're getting some information. Sluggo said, JBJ, my daughter has been accepted to both schools. After rolling past Bethune, she was okay, I think less interested. She said after rolling past Bethune, she was, I believe, less interested, or that interested is what it says. It felt like a GSU. It felt a lot like GSU and the lack of campus feel. Okay. So I think that might have been less interested. But apparently, okay, so is she set on is she hell bent on going to Florida, Sluggo? Or rather, better question, what are her choices right now? Or what are her desires as far as where she wants to go? And to throw a caveat onto that, what are you comfortable with? What's your hour distance? What's your distance, your driving distance that makes you comfortable, sir? Yeah, driving with a purpose. What does your ETA have to be for you to be good with the choice of school? I know I was thinking about that. I got lucky. JBJ said, shit, that's what's up. And being in walking distance from the beach is also a plus. That is great. Hold on, which school has that benefit? Is that Bethune-Cookman or FAMU? Walking distance of the beach? That's a hell of a recruiting tool. That's a great recruiting tool. ABM said, Mike Tomlin with the mic drop answer to the reporter's dumbass question after the game. Yeah, definitely. Me and ABM talked about. He sent that to me. And I would play it, but everybody heard that. What the? I think did she basically asked him what he would be thinking if the kick went through? Like, I know you won, but talk about how you would feel if you had lost. Basically, that's not the question, but that's the gist of what she said. I know y'all won, but instead of the playoffs and your upcoming game, talk to me about how you would feel if that kick had actually went through. And of course, he said, if my aunt had man parts, she'd be my uncle. Old school saying, if you ask a dumb question, you get a dumb answer. Gave her a dumb answer. Struggle said, LOL, JBJ. That's what I was telling her. Yeah, it's walking distance of the beach. So that's a decent little drive right there, though, isn't it, Sluggo? That sounds like a decent drive. Maybe I'm overestimating it. JBJ says, Sluggo, tell her to leave town during White Beach Week. White people. I'm sorry. Oh, JBJ, you stupid. Hey, man, get this. I'll choke yo. Yeah. Y'all killing me, man. Sorry. I apologize. Boy, you stupid. But again, that's sound ass advice, and I'm not arguing. I mean, I agree. That's sound ass advice, and let me just make sure you can hear this. This is another one of those sound bites that was done and on the old platform. So let me crank the volume. As JBJ said, solid advice. You didn't know? No, this is somebody that knows the area. JBJ says, Sluggo, tell her to leave town during White Beach Week.
White people have never been clean. Not now, not ever. White people have never been clean. Not now, not ever.
JBJ, you a damn fool. But solid advice. Avian said, Bama rented the Buckeye position for the Rose Bowl. Okay, I see I'm going to have to pull that one in here. Oh, gee. ABM said Bama rented the Buckeye position for the Rose Bowl against Indiana. Again, I thought we settled this. Isn't this the Wolverine position? I know we just lost the bowl game, but the rule, the agreement was, the agreement was that if we beat that school up north, oh, wait a minute, I see what I can get rid of. I'm tripping. The deal was if we beat that school up north, it would no longer be the Buckeye position. It's the Wolverine, sir. You can't do this. You can't go back and revert. You can't do this. No, put on a different game, so that's stick up in now. But let's get this straight. It is no longer the Buckeye position. We beat that school up north. That was the rule. We won the game. It is now the Wolverine. So Alabama decided to rent the Wolverine position, and so did we. Well, you know what? No, we were in the game. I can't say we were in the Wolverine. We definitely lost. And I'm going to get into the details, but we weren't in the Wolverine. Alabama was definitely in the Wolverine position. So I'm going to correct your chat. ABM said Bama rented the Wolverine position for the Rose Bowl against Indiana. Yes, they did, ABM. Yes, they did. I got you, sir.
Brilliance is the best brilliance is brilliance born from someone ignorant.
And I agree. They did rent the Wolverine position. Thank you. We got to get that right. We got to get that straight. That was the agreement. Y'all can't go back. I know we lost and shit, but you can't go back now. It is no longer the Buckeye position. No longer. Sluggo laughing at JB. Excuse me. ABM said, Nick, what was your immediate reaction when Julie... You gonna make me go to this now? ABM said, Ninja, what was your Nick? What was your immediate reaction when Julian hit the U player in stride on the pick six? Give details, sir. This what we're doing? This is the absolute truth. I'm standing up. I'm already upset because I don't like the play calling. I don't like how the game is starting, and I don't like the fact that they can run the ball. I'm upset because I'm looking at Julian Sand, and let's keep in mind this is the man that they jettisoned Aaron Nolan for. Aaron Nolan didn't even get a shot. They put him at the bottom of the roster and treated Julian Sand like football Jesus. You can have the job. You're not fighting for it. You don't have to compete. It's yours, Julian. The entire preseason, as the season starts, as I'm watching them play and look okay with top-tier talent, what do I hear from the so-called experts? What do I hear when I look at articles? Julian Sand has it all. He has speed. He has arm strength. He knows where to go with the ball. And he's a great leader. I don't know how much of a leader he is, but I know his arm is okay. I know that deep ball is a rainbow shot every time. I know he doesn't anticipate the throws because I watched him in the damn game hold the ball when he had the top receiver in college football running wide open because he's not willing to stand in the pocket and take that damn hit and let the ball go. He's never watch him. He's never done it. When that motherfucker's coming, he is going to duck. He is going to run. He's not going to deliver that ball if the receiver's running open. He hasn't done it all damn year. And that's something you have to do as a damn quarterback. I digress. We had just went deep. If you really want to do this, I should almost go to the game. But fuck it. If you want to do this now, we can do it. We had just went deep to Mr. Smith. He had a little bit of time in the pocket. He let the ball go. The throw was okay. What happened in that situation was bad safety play. A good safety would have been there to get that football. The ball hung in the air. Smith is such a good receiver, and he tracked the ball so well that he tracked the ball on top of running deep. He bent and fouled the ball, caught it, and was able to gather himself before the safety could even get there and put any type of hit on him. He caught the ball and secured it before the safety was even in a position to do so. As long as that football was in the air, if he was on his shit, he should have at least been there to break that up and make a play on the football. Luckily, he wasn't. Smith catches a pass. Instead of running the damn ball, they drop Sayin back. As soon as he hears footsteps, his feet are jumping, his eyes are off the target, he's getting sacked, we've lost yards. Second down, they line him up to throw again. And I have a problem with the play call, and I have a problem with him. And again, let's go back to this. The great thing about Julian saying, let me tell you something. Not only is he a great leader, when he comes out of that huddle, when the ball is snapped, he knows exactly where to go with the football. That's why he's your starter. He knows exactly where to go with the ball. I've watched several games where the damn open receiver was right there, and he either didn't let the ball go or he hesitated. He doesn't let it go. Slow down, T. He doesn't let it go before the person comes out of the break so they can make the most out of it and get the ball at an advantageous position to use their athletic ability and get down the field, get some rack yards. He throws it when he sees that they're open. So where's all this anticipation? Where's all this throwing people open? Where's this guy that I've heard described to me? I haven't seen this shit, and it's annoying to me because you threw away Aaron Nolan. I don't see the speed. I don't see the willingness to stare down the barrel of the gun and deliver the football. I don't see him throwing people open, and I don't see him knowing exactly where everybody is as it was described to me prior to the season. And when we were playing St. Mary's Catholic School for the Blind on a weekly basis, and he had decent numbers. I said decent, not great. I don't like the play calling that I've seen, which again is why it's confusing that our wide receiver coach, first-year offensive coordinator, has a head coaching job. That seems peculiar to me, but they've done nothing special all year. And if he is the one that wanted saying, out of all the talent that we had there, that was very questionable to begin with, non-traditional, if you ask me, about the last decade plus, quite frankly. I don't know what type of guy he's equipped to be as a head coach if he's the talent evaluator that loved this guy. He's okay. He's very as bad as Alabama looked, Simpson had better numbers than the Heisman Trophy winner, right? If I look, he probably Sayin had decent numbers, but he was throwing to some of the best talent in the country. And every time he had to play a decent team, he struggled. When he dropped back, he turned and immediately, very slowly and awkwardly, not fleet of foot, not like a good. You play quarterback. You get the snap. If you're gonna go out there, it's a drill. You get your foot around, you get your feet around, and you drill that fucking ball out there. Or you catch it, and you're already in motion, and you shoot it out there so your receiver can get something done. Not only could you see it coming, not only did he slowly turn like a football drill, face the receiver, eyeball him, and then throw the ball. Not only that, it's the same thing that we had here. Being predictable and everybody knowing what's coming. The defense knew that play was coming. He jumped that route because he saw the shit coming. It reminds me of when we went to go play. They had their own, as all schools did when we went to go play them. Gaston. We went to go play Gaston. It was their homecoming. Many teams made the mistake of inviting us to their homecoming. We went to their homecoming. We had a tape on one of their games. They had the screenplay they loved to run. And when they lined up to run that screenplay, our entire defense knew that shit was coming. The entire defense knew that was coming. Pick six. And that's the same thing that happened in that damn game. And by the way, I went to go get the pick six, and a player named Tyson Easton jumped in front of me and took that shit to the house. Motherfucker. I mean, I was right there, too. And he jumped in front of me, goddamn sky, too. Whew, that nigga was gone. He was gone. Good dude, though. Good dude. But that motherfucker was gone. But, I mean, the whole defense knew it was coming. Like, as soon as they lined up, as soon as he took one step back, screen, whole defense. And I guarantee you that's what happened against us. As soon as we lined up in that bullshit, he was sitting there like, I'm taking this to the house. He jumped that route, caught that ball in stride. I mean, listen to me. Julian Sand threw one of the prettiest interceptions I've ever seen in my life. It was beautiful. He hit him in stride. My man caught that ball and didn't break stride. After 5 steps, it was over. After 5 steps, it was over. He looked towards his sideline like, do you see this shit? And it's 14-0 out of nowhere. 14-0 out of nowhere. Against a team with very little offensive firepower because of the lack of quarterback. But if you want to know the honest truth about how I reacted, sir, I literally said that and walked off and walked to the back room. Now, may I, you know what? That detail isn't necessary. I possibly, you know what? That didn't really affect the way I was acting in the game. I may or may not have had some company, but I walked away and went to the bedroom and just started commentating to myself. This sorry motherfucker. Why did we just throw away Aaron Nolan? I'm not going to let it go because all that ass kissing, this is what they always do. Where's the arm strength? Where is knowing where everybody is as soon as the ball is snapped? Because that's the bullshit that was fed to me. Where is the mobility? You might be okay running when nobody's looking for you to run, but that's not mobility. I don't see any of the things that I was told this motherfucker has. We all watched him have the running back in his sights against Indiana. All he had to do was give him the ball, first down. We probably score. For some reason, he held the ball and then tried to force it to the tight end. A glory play. In basketball, what is it called? The hero play? He wanted the hero play instead of getting the first down. That's not smart. That's not smart quarterback play. I was told he was a smart quarterback. So where are all the things I was told? I don't see any of that shit. Honestly, that's what I was doing. I was still complaining about that. I got up and literally walked back to the back. I walked from the front room down the hallway to my bedroom, walked around in there for a minute, and just shook my head and stayed in there for a while till I felt like the game was on commercial or some shit. Then I walked back to the front and said, "This sorry motherfucker." And that's literally what I did. I just continued to convey how sorry I felt he was and how I was annoyed by all of the favorable coverage he was receiving for no apparent reason. I mean, at least I didn't understand the coverage. I should see something. That's all I'm going to say. I should see something. If I heard all of that, if I'm going to hear all that, he's this, he's that, blah, blah. If he's all of that, I should have seen some of it. But as I feared and as I've said in previous weeks, from what I've seen, the few times we've righteously been challenged, he's not a big game quarterback. He's never, when the pressure's on him, he's completely folded. Completely. He made one good throw when he was under pressure. When he was able to get the ball to the tight end and right before halftime, and our kicker came out there and shanked the ball clean to the fucking left. Clean to the left. I mean, it wasn't as bad as against Georgia that year, but he yanked it left of the goalpost. It was left immediately. It's not like it faded that way. That's where it was. Wasn't going anywhere else. Wasn't going anywhere else. Interesting. Okay. Double checking something. I was actually looking for I'm gonna stop trying to find that shit. I know it's in here. But that is honestly everything that I did and my honest reaction after that game. And again, the reason why I wasn't more animated, you have to remember that I've been consistent about how sorry I think that dude is. I mean, if he in the playoffs last year, Will Howard played well. He wasn't great during the season. He looked good during the playoffs. And one game in particular, he was kind of shaky, but during the season, there was nothing great going on. And part of that, as I said, I thought was the play calling. I think some of it is the play calling, and some of it is just homie not seeing the field and being willing to let the ball go. There were a couple of instances where Jeremiah Smith was running open. He just didn't let the ball go because he saw a little bit of pressure and he ran out of there. Now, sometimes he couldn't let the ball go. Sometimes he just didn't want to take that lick. Sometimes he just didn't want to take that lick, and that's what it was at the end of the day. I wasn't getting into that right now, but thanks, ABM. Thanks. Appreciate it. He hit him in stride, too. Beautiful play. Great pick. ABM said the FCS championship game is on the 4-letter network right now. BSPN right now. Sluggo said, Nick, your former coach is already interviewing with the Titans. Are they simply fulfilling the Rooney Rule? I don't even know if I want to get into that. I'll get there, too. Did you say the Titans? Being that it's Tennessee, I 100% believe this is a Rooney Rule move. I think it would be a great hire for them because I don't think you get rid of him in 2 years when everything's set up and you can see the potential. But, I mean, I'll get there, but I think it would be a good hire, especially with Cam Ward at quarterback. But knowing Tennessee and what I believe about that situation, yeah, I think that's a Rooney Rule move from Tennessee because Tennessee has shown me, yes, sir. Tennessee has shown me that that's who they are. So I don't believe that's sincere. But I guess they're doing it quickly. You know, hey, look at us. We're interviewing one. He's really dark, too. You see? No, there's no mistaking, right? Yep. We good? It's on. You know what? I'm not going to go there. You're not going to get me on a rant. But I think it's a Rooney Rule thing, sir. I think it's a Rooney Rule thing, unfortunately. JBJ Ninja, it's been basketball season for me for some time. But you better than that, sir. Hey, man. Hey, listen. Round ball while football is still being played is not going to happen for me. Now, I will say, as the game started to dwindle down and I didn't have a lot of things to watch, I had two bowl games on. I believe I had 2 bowl games on up top, and on the 2 bottom screens, I had 2 college basketball games going. So don't get me wrong, but saying all that to say, if I get into basketball, it's going to be college. It's going to be college. So if you get any basketball talk out of me right now, it's going to be college. NBA, I'm not going to go on a rant about that right now. But college for sure, because I'm going to do ABM's bracket again. I think this will make my 3rd time in life or 4th time. This is my 3rd time doing a bracket, I think, now. I don't think it's been 4 years for me yet. But these are the first times I've ever filled out brackets in my life. I haven't done shit. I've lost terribly. I think I got 2 1 year, 1 year. So it's been 2 or 3 times. So this is my 3rd or 4th time. I've at least stayed in it long enough to think I had something going. But, you know, all I have to do is talk to ABM to crush all my hopes and dreams. As he let me know mathematically I have no shot in hell. I was like, oh, thanks. Appreciate it. But, you know, he let me know soon that I had no chance. My name was just kind of there for symbolism. But from a numerical standpoint, I was automatically going to drop out of it because I didn't have the ability to get a number of points that would matter to anything. So the way it was set up. Like at that point, I thought I still had a chance. I did not. So I haven't actually been in it, but it's been fun. But I actually intend this year to get get a better look at the team so I can make a more informed decision, which doesn't mean shit. Everybody's bracket falls apart, but I'll just feel better making the choices even if I'm wrong. Because I can say, well, they lost, but I thought they would win because of blah, blah, blah. Right now, I can't say that because I'm just guessing. And I'm going off of the little bit I get to watch during. I tell you when I usually watch for sure is I always watch the tournaments, the Big Ten, SEC tournament. I watch that for sure. And that's what I get my generalization from, which is bullshit. If I get to watch a team during the year, I can see if they improve. I'll actually know who the best players are. I'll know if they're consistent, play well under pressure. So I get a chance to look at teams and, at least feel better. It won't amount to shit. Probably won't amount to shit. Let's not talk it into existence. There's a great chance it won't amount to anything, but I'll just feel better being informed when I pick the teams where I'm not just waffling. And again, nowadays they make it so easy. You can just look at the odds, look where everybody's going. And unless you're truly confident, you can go with the flow. And that's going to at least keep you in the running. That's at least going to keep you in the running. That's at least going to keep you in the running for a little while anyway. But, it really comes down to a degree outside of those upsets. It comes down to those games where when you look at the comparison, it could go either way. It's kind of close. The ranking is close. The teams are close for whatever reason. And, being informed about those games or being on the good side of those games is really what seems to win it for you. And if you're confident about a team that nobody else has picked and they go further, apparently that helps you. But I don't understand the way this is scored or the score. I don't understand it at all. I'm just picking a team and, being able to pull the phone out and check it and see what's up and, just having something added to the tournament. As I said, when I do the bracket, the March Madness bracket, I equate that to the fantasy football guy that doesn't really know football, but they're very passionate or into it or interested, or rather it's something better than interested, but I can't come up with it right now. But they're invested. They're invested in the game, not because of the game itself, but because they play fantasy. So I'm got to buy in on it. I'm a little more invested, and I have a buy-in when I do that bracket. So I was going to watch it anyway, but it definitely adds another element to it when I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of watching round ball nowadays. College more so because I think the, as they like to say, the not parody. Why am I blanking? It's what they call the NFL this year, but I don't know. I beg to differ, but just because I hate the way that it's going out. But in basketball, I think that the rules, and in basketball, it's almost been there for a while. But with the NIL, I think it's really done a lot to kind of it's done a lot to even out basketball even more. So you really don't necessarily know who's going to win. And there were, because even before in basketball, because of the number of people on the court, if you got one or two difference makers, if you got one, you can definitely do something. But if you got two, you can fuck around and beat anybody on any given day. Even if you're not that big time team, it's only 5 people on the fucking floor at a time. And now you have this ability to kind of bring people in, and I need somebody to do this, and you can be like, he can do this. Hey, do you want to come here and get this and that? Do you want to come visit? And hey, you just happen to run across this situation. These are the hostesses. They're going to show you around. Yeah, they just dress like that. I'll be back in a couple of hours, and then we'll see how you feel about the school. But,
Follow your
host. You can figure these things out a lot quicker. So you see a lot of competitive basketball. In college. So it's a little more fun to watch. And you still see a little bit of BS, but it's really, in my opinion, I mean, y'all watch a lot more than me, y'all. ABM, JBJ, former college basketball players, late great rough buff. But y'all were really into the college basketball thing for obvious reasons. So you would be more informed to speak on that. But outside looking in, it appears that it's happening you can see it in football, but man, you can really see it in basketball. And it makes for a lot of fun games. It makes for a good watch. because you really are watching like, either team can win, and that's always that's always a good thing. If you're looking at something that appears to be a foregone conclusion, that's no fun. So the tournament's fun, and when you get to sit there and see how your team's doing, and okay, I made it, and look at all these green checks I got. Damn, I got a lot of X's. Because I mean, after that first 2 weekends, a lot of people saying, "Well, I'm done," and that's generally what it is. After that first set of games, especially after that second round, it's usually Christmas for most of us. Most of the time, that was an unnecessary rant. What was that? What was that? JBJ Ninja. No, read that one. ABM said, Nick, are those the Ray-Bans you got for Christmas from Amy and Amber or from Shaniqua? Wow. That's funny, sir. Hey, sir, could you click that shit down or turn that motherfucker? About to start perspiring in this bitch. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. That's funny, sir. No, I've had these for a minute. And again, because of the way I got to move and do the production, as I said before, I feel it best to keep these on. Sidney Jackson says, shout out to Falcons fans for eliminating Tampa Bay and sending that punk Mayfield home. And let's bomb drop that shit. Hey, Tampa Bay.
Sorry, motherfucker. Man, you sorry.
Sidney Jackson preach. Again, I was going to get there, but fuck it. If y'all are talking about it, I'll go there. I'll flow with the chat. Thank you, Atlanta, for beating Nolans and sending Tampa Bay home. And again, I won't get into it. A lot of questionable things happening in that game. Carolina loses a close one to Tampa Bay. But Atlanta beats New Orleans, sending Tampa Bay home and putting Carolina in the playoffs. Won't he will?
Amen, preacher!
Oh, that reminds me, as loud as that is, the sound bites. Let me turn those back down. My bad. But, sir, I couldn't agree 100. I couldn't agree more. And I was saying the exact same thing yesterday. I was saying as bad as this win, especially with my so-called predictions, it's been really bad for me. Really bad. But at least Tampa's not in it. And Carolina gets to be in it, so I can at least enjoy that for as long as it lasts. But you can play a little defense and, play the entire game offensively. You got a shot. Everything just doesn't need to be a comeback. That's all. But preach, sir, preach. They come back every damn game. Oh, shout out to Rail Scott. No. Sorry, football. Sorry, can't football. Bye. Shirt still holding strong. It's quality shirt, sir. Quality shirt. That's seen the washing machine many a time. She's still holding up. She's actually still black. It's not light gray yet. Sidney Johnson said, what up, Ninjas guests? Welcome to the railroad. Sidney said, what's up, Ninjas guests? Welcome to the railroad, Willie Earl. Boy, you a damn fool. Hey, y'all don't know how many times we've been chilling in the background, man. ABM said the Eagles are out this weekend just like 2 years ago. Let me see. Great receivers and all they throw are check downs, and Maga Barkley has not been good this year. Defense will have to carry them. If they don't change their play calling, that's what's going to happen 1,000%. Hopefully I just hope if I was Jalen, I swear I'd straight go mutiny. I would start checking out everything he's calling if he starts with that bullshit. But they don't throw the ball until they have to. And for the love of God, I can't understand why the coach would do that. That's not what won the Super Bowl. And you were able to run the ball because there was the threat of throwing it. If all you can't be simple and think that's going to be okay. And maybe it's not the best thing that they've been able to slide through this year and still have a good season doing that shit. But again, when you have the players that you have, I'm just hoping that they basically say fuck the OC when he puts them in a position that could cause them to lose the game, and they do their own thing. They know they can call what the hell they want. To be honest, it's not like they can't convert to the plays they know, and most of the line knows it too. They can straighten that up on their own time. So that's what I'm hoping happens. Or he talks to the OC, something. But Yeah, if that play calling doesn't change, that could happen. They can win playing ugly football, but they're making life hard on themselves. MAGA Barkley. Wasn't he the one that said, I respect the office? And then he got on the plane with dude or some shit like that? Yeah, he's doing the most. ABM with a random basketball chat. Mike Brown is not the answer for the Knicks. Basketball. Round ball during football season.
Raised you? Hey, who raised you?
Sidney Jackson said, ABM, the Eagles O-line has been banged up and bad all year. That's been the main problem. I'm not going to argue that. I'll say this. Between that and the so conservative and predictable and disrespectful of a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And a Super Bowl and a quarterback that outplayed Patrick Mahomes in the first one that they lost. Because of the O-line not being intact, you can't lean on the run. Then you got to check down OC. It's making life hard. Making life real hard. Unnecessarily hard. ABM says, Sid Jack, you watching Lesbian 3? Ah! Ah! God dang it, I almost caught a cramp on my damn ass. Oh, shit. Man, stop. Speaking of which, where is that sound bite? I need to find that. Sir, you stupid. ABM said, Sid Jack, are you watching Lesbian 3-on-3 basketball tonight? Man, what the hell is wrong with you, man? We have the greatest from South Central on the train. What's going on, sir? Thank you for coming aboard, man. Hope you are enjoying the ride thus far. Yeah, my Buckeye season is over just like your Dallas Cowboys, sir. It's unfortunate. ABM said, excuse that. He said, excuse that Simpson wasn't healthy. ABM says South Central. Oh, talking about the GOAT. What am I missing right here? He said, excuse that Simpson wasn't healthy. Oh, I'm sorry. He corrected himself. Oh, Simpson wasn't healthy. I'm missing. What game are we on? Might have been talking about the O-line. Okay. ABM said Miami had a great game plan, limiting the need for Beck to make plays. Brilliant. ABM, again, since you said it, let me speak on it. But fuck it. Y'all talking about it now. Let me just go ahead and finish up on that Ohio State-Miami game. I'll finish up on it. I was trying to wait to do this, but y'all won't let me with the chat. So let's just talk about it. Ohio State versus Miami. I liked us in the game because I felt with all that talent, we would be able to score more points than Miami, who has no quarterback in Beck. I said they can't keep hiding their quarterback forever. And I still don't believe they can. But what happened in this game, let me just say this. Carson Beck, 19 for 26, 138 yards, 1 touchdown. Those are his numbers for an entire collegiate football game. So you're 100% right. Brilliant game plan. Limit Carson Beck. Don't allow him to beat us. Play defense, run the ball, do a little bit of play action. And I mean a little bit. So Miami chose to hide their quarterback. But you know why we lost as Ohio State? We should have hit our quarterback. The only production Julian Sand had was throwing to an unguardable receiver. He got the ball to Jeremiah Smith and almost nobody else. He only got one to Carnell Tate. He got one or two to Ennis. And I'm not sure how many times he got the ball to the tight end. But all those plays were because Jeremiah Smith wasn't guardable. And everything that he was good at were predetermined plays. Now, again, let me not get away from what you asked because I already drifted. Well, where is that damn thing at? Sorry, man, I lost my place in the chat. I want to make sure I don't leave. My apologies. This is Underground Railroad Show hosted by your boy, That Ninja. Where the hell is this at? This is fucked up. That's a lot of chat. Okay, the game plan. Now I remember the game plan. I felt like we should have had a similar game plan. Because at the end of the day, that pick six hurt us more than anything. And that was after a big play to Jeremiah Smith. Combination of play calling and not understanding that we needed to protect our quarterback with the running game the same way Miami did. Maybe not to the same degree, but if we would have ran the ball more and been able to utilize play action, do something to slow down the pass rush that was kicking his ass because he didn't have the mobility that was previously advertised, we should have been running the ball to, one, slow down the pass rush, and two, to take pressure off of Julian Sands. So you're 100% correct, ABM. Brilliant game plan by Miami. Not so brilliant game plan by us. It was good enough to win, but that was predicated on what Julian Sands was going to do during the game. And again, he hasn't shown me to be a big game quarterback. No quarterback wants pressure. No quarterback wants pressure. But some quarterbacks thrive under it or in the midst of it. And Julian Sand has not shown me that he can do that. When everything is going according to plan, when he has a predetermined read and he comes out of that damn break knowing exactly where he's going with the ball. You know, not because he's brilliant at reading, because I would have seen that by now. But when he comes out and he knows exactly where he's going, he'll fire it in there. And those were the plays of Jeremiah Smith. Because he's able to get open and give him a comfortable enough window where he's willing to let the ball go. But during the course of that game, again, I didn't see the arm, I didn't see the speed, I didn't see the vision. We could not stop Miami's run game. And they weren't calling holes on either team. We couldn't stop their run game. And to be honest, when we dedicated ourselves to it, they weren't stopping ours. But again, coaching, we didn't dedicate ourselves to the running game. Miami had $35 rushing attempts between all of their running backs. 35 rushing attempts. As a team, Ohio State only rushed the ball 19 times. No, I'm sorry, 18. 18 times. Now, you could include the 5 rushes from Julian Sand, and that would make it 23. But Julian Sand had 5 rushes for negative 42 yards. You can count that if you like, but those weren't really running plays. We gave the ball to our running backs 18 times. 18 times. They ran the ball 38. They had much more of a dedication to the run. Now, they had to have it, but quite frankly, so did we. Number one, to protect Sand. Number two, slow down the pass rush. And we were doing well running the ball, so why did you go away from it? Trying to make him look good, trying to prove a point, trying to flex your damn muscles? He's not that guy. Get out of here, live to fight another day. We should have ran the ball, and we did that. Slow down. We should have hid Julian Sand the same way that Miami did with Carson Beck. There were several occasions where he could have let the ball go, but he didn't anticipate the throw. And because there was somebody on the way not quite there, he wasn't willing to let the ball go and take the hit. That's something you have to do as a quarterback. And he showed me he's not willing to do that. That happened several times against Miami. There were several times where he could have stepped up in the pocket or ran out if he had any type of mobility, but he was too scared and terrified. After they put a little bit of pressure on him and he got sacked, when we were up against that goal line, he couldn't even throw the ball. He fired the ball too high to the tight end, got him hit. Tried to dump it out to the running back, threw that shit 5 yards over his head out of bounds. He was scared to death. Excuse me. He was literally scared to death. And as a coaching staff, they should have started running the ball more consistently. Once we did much better. That's what we did coming out in the third quarter and getting down the field and scoring. Little bit of passing, mainly running the ball, taking pressure off of them. That's how we got down the field. We should have did more of that and been consistent with that, and I think we would have been better off. But for some reason, we kept trying to make this dude a hero. We kept trying to drop back and pass when we couldn't block these motherfuckers, and he's getting sacked and panicking and getting more scared and terrified by the fucking play. I'm sorry. Shit was annoying, man. Okay, at the end of the day, couldn't stop the damn run. Which killed us. Couldn't stop the damn run. Which killed us. We could run the ball, but we weren't dedicated to it. Couldn't protect Julian Sand. But it was obvious we couldn't, but we kept trying to drop back. We didn't roll out. We didn't max protect. When Miami was running the ball, they had 7 people on the line of scrimmage. They were running 7 deep on the line. On that touchdown, they had 7 people on the line, blocked down, had a couple of people pull, and Beck tossed the ball out to the running back. But they had 7 on the line to protect and to be able to power and run the ball because they knew that's what they had to do. We got out-coached and outplayed. And our quarterback was exposed, but I'm sure it won't be covered like that. And quite frankly, whoever was calling the plays, it was too conservative. It was too predictable. It's inexcusable. As I said in every bowl game, you have time to scout. It's the peak of the season. It's big-time football. You should be able to put together a game plan that allows you to utilize your talent. And we didn't do that. And we didn't make an adjustment when we couldn't block and he couldn't sit back there and make a sandwich, put arugula and mayo and sandwich spread on it, toast the bread, slice it, and take a bite. When he couldn't do that and he had pressure and he had to make a play and do something other than execute a play that was on time, 8.5 to 9 times out of 10, he couldn't do the shit. And that all led to us losing. Couple of moments. Play calling early on. We're moving the ball and, again, kept choosing to try to pass it. Getting sacked, losing yards, killing drives. Not adjusting, getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Where's the screen? Where's the short dump off? Where's the shallow crossing route? What the fuck were we doing? How are you going to let those same 2 people, they weren't even blitzing. They were just running stunts with those particular players. But they were running the stunts with 4 people. They weren't blitzing. They were just running stunts. And they kept kicking our ass. Okay, we can't block them. Adjust. Take advantage of their aggression. We never did that the whole fucking game. I never saw one play that took advantage of their aggression. Did we even run a screen? Did we ever run a screen? I don't know what the fuck that was. But that was piss poor coaching. Whoever was calling the damn plays. That was terrible coaching. The inability of the defense to stop the run and get the ball back. Extremely disappointing. But getting sacked, losing yards, and the quarterback, again, not a big game quarterback. Bad play calls, losing yards, scared, terrified, not fleet of foot, like he was advertised to be. And all of this led to us, man, losing to Miami. One notable thing. One focus there, sir. One notable thing. Now, after we couldn't stop the running game, and that's another thing. That's another thing. That last play in the fourth quarter, and this is the Underground Railroad Show hosted by your boy that Ninja. That last play in the fourth, they ran a tunnel screen directly to the right. We allowed that man to cut inside, get through the defense, first and goal. And at that point, the game is basically over. They could kneel if they wanted to and kill the clock. And okay, mathematically speaking and technically speaking, the game is over, right? But this is something that I saw at the end of the game. And again, I'm keeping in mind that the game is over. God, I wish I could remember his number, but Caucasian DB, maybe a light-skinned fellow, I can't remember, 26, I think. Running backs coming through the hole on that handoff. Basically what I'm saying is I watched the defense just quit at the end of the game. Now, technically the game was over, but you don't want to keep them out the end zone? You don't want to keep playing? They quit. Now, I didn't see holes either way. Of course, there was jerseys being pulled and all that, but what I saw was people making contact and just kind of being there. He got through the line. The linebacker and or strong safety was right there. And he didn't even attempt to hit that fucking running back. Now, I know the game's over. Go back and watch that shit. You can see it on YouTube. There's a strong safety. I don't think that's a linebacker. If it's a linebacker, my God. There's a strong safety or a corner right there. He had a bead. He was looking right at the running back. And he essentially stepped out of the fucking way. He essentially stepped out of the way. That might have bothered me more than anything. I didn't like that. Where's the dog? Where's the fight? I might lose, but I'm finna pop the fuck out of you one more good time because my season over. Maybe I can hit the hell out of you when the ball comes out of your hand. Because y'all had the audacity to run this motherfucker. What if there's a fumble? You've already shown the ability to or the tendency to put the ball on the ground. You did it earlier in the game. We just didn't take advantage of it when we got the ball. We didn't do anything with it. He had a bead on him. He could have filled that hole and punched at the football or something. He did nothing. And when he scored, you could see everybody walking off. I said, what the fuck was that? Now, I know mathematically it's over at that point, or the clock and everything. Okay, fine. But what was that? Everybody else I'm talking about, they couldn't have done anything about that play. Homie in that hole, I want to go back. I think it was 26. Homie in that hole didn't do anything. He just let him score. That shit right there, boy, that's crazy. That's a reflection of coaching. And that's a reflection of a team that didn't want it anymore because you have been getting kicked in the ass for 4 quarters. The one thing I will say Miami was doing was bringing that fire. Our defense was playing too, don't get me wrong, but they were getting pushed around a little bit because they were running the ball on us. We could have implemented the same thing, but we weren't dedicated to the run. We were dedicated to dropping Julian Sand back, but we weren't dedicated to making an adjustment. We weren't dedicated to stacking the line and protecting them. We weren't dedicated to bringing in an extra blocker. We weren't dedicated to rolling them out, doing something other than watching them get sacked over and over and over again. Did you see how nervous he was getting? If you don't protect this motherfucker, he was probably shook by early third quarter. Man, when them jokers got close to him, boy, he started getting happy feet and shit. Looked like Peyton Manning at Tennessee. That shit was crazy. But outplayed, outcoached, pushed around. And the game plan for Miami worked and ours didn't. We didn't adjust. We played like we had the ability to block them. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of playing Florida and we couldn't block for Troy Smith and we never adjusted. We lost. We never adjusted. We just continued to let him get sacked. We didn't try to run the ball. We didn't find a way to move the ball. It was an ugly-ass blowout loss. Now, this game wasn't a blowout loss, but it was just as ugly as far as the lack of adjustment and the ability to protect the quarterback. Shit was terrible. It was terrible. And I'll stop this rant, but speaking of my team, let's get to the title of the show.
Sorry, motherfucker. Man, you sorry.
Again, I don't get to Julian saying craze. I don't get it. Coaching staff.
Sorry, motherfucker. Man, you sorry.
You sell out to stop the run, and you make Beck beat you with those one-on-one situations. Make him do something he hasn't done all season or last year or the year before that, quite frankly, not very often. Make him do that. I'm doing everything in my power to make sure you can't run the ball because I know that's all you can do. So why the hell didn't we sell out to stop the run and make that man beat us? If we lose with him throwing the ball, okay. But to continue to allow them to run the ball and kill the clock, I don't understand. You worried about him throwing the ball over your head? Get the fuck out of here, man. Now I'm pissed. Okay, maybe I didn't think about how stupid the lack of fucking coaching was. Now I'm annoyed. The coaching was really bad. I don't understand that shit. The more I damn think about this shit, what are you doing? Obviously, they can only run the ball. Stop the run. At any rate, we're at home. Okay, so we lose the damn game, but that's what I noticed. And that lack of heart at the end of the game, that let me know everything I need to know. When shit was sweet and it was smooth, you know what I'm saying, everybody's up. But in a time where things didn't go right and things weren't great, that was terrible to see. Shit wasn't going your way, and you essentially laid down. I didn't like that. I didn't like that shit at all. This is the Underground Railroad Show hosted by your boy, That Ninja. I went ahead and got into that game because so many chats were hitting points that I was going to make anyway, so I felt it necessary at that point. Where am I at? Okay. Let me find my place in the chat. And again, I appreciate the participation and the back and forth. Let me catch up with your chat and do the rest of these games. I'm around. Be easy, bro. For sure. Okay, here we go. ABM said, Ninja, you have Mayo saying for at least... Don't do this, man. ABM said, Ninja, you have Mayo saying for at least 2 more years before the next baloney and heavy Mayo quarterback. Don't do this, man. Hey, listen. There's hope in this world. And I have hope and belief and faith that The Ohio State University will once again go back to the ways of the melanated quarterback.
You're a goddamn genius. You must have a goddamn IQ of 160. You are goddamn gifted.
I believe that one day we will revert back to the glory days of a complete
God damn anybody who doesn't go fine at work.
I have the faith of a mustard seed that this mayonnaise plague that has taken over our quarterback room will be washed away with seasoning, flavor, and swag. Amen. Amen. And amen.
God is good. Woo! Jesus. Somebody say yeah. Yeah.
Sick! Help! Sick! Help!
This is the Underground Railroad Show hosted by your boy that Ninja. Let me continue with the chat. ABM said, Ninja, you have Mayo saying for at least 2 more years before the next baloney and heavy Mayo quarterback takes the reins. ABM.
The devil is not welcome here. The devil is not welcome here.
ABM said, yeah, y'all lost Wednesday night on New Year's Eve. Buckeyes are 0-3 on New Year's Eve games. Okay, again, I don't need all these unnecessary facts. Keep those facts to yourself, sir. Keep those facts to yourself.
The devil is not welcome here.
You're right. It's fact. You're right. It's fact. You're right. It's fact.
Sidney Jackson said, ABM, I'll flip it on now that you mentioned it. Raw ain't interesting, so yeah, I'll flip over. Something wrong with y'all. JBJ says, Sid Jack, I warned motherfuckers. And again, let's see where he's going here. I don't like to look ahead because I don't want to be thrown off. JBJ said, Sid Jack, I warned about propping up law and order. I hope... JBJ saying, Sid Jack, I warned those about propping up law and order. And again, if you fall victim to the media cycle, you might find yourself in that group. You might find yourself in that group. A lot of praise, a lot of unwarranted praise. And I'd like for people to have a long memory. You really have to remember or be mindful of what they were saying before the season and how they pretend to have amnesia when all that crazy shit never comes to fruition. And they literally turn around and do that shit again. So they constantly make crazy predictions, give people unwarranted credit, unwarranted criticism to others, and they're never held accountable. It's amazing to me. JBJ, once again, Sid Jack, I warn motherfuckers about propping up law and order.
I hope those white bitches get tear gassed. I hope those white bitches get tear gassed.
One of my favorite.
I hope those white bitches get tear gassed.
ABM says Sluggo doesn't have a work truck to use to drive to campus. That's funny. It comes in handy, sir. So does my alleged gas card. JBJ said Bethune is in Dayton, literally on the beach. Nice. ABM said, yep, the Raw crowd is dead. They talking about fucking wrestling. Ain't that a bitch? Wrestling. Oh, okay. Do you think? Wrestling. JBJ said, what a dumbass question from the white media to
Hang in there, whites. Hang in there, whites. Hang in there, whites.
Sluggo said, her top choices are probably Hampton. Okay, wait a minute. The Mathlete, who is now a senior and has multiple choices because of her academic accomplishments. Let's go down the list. And Sluggo says, to quote Sluggo, her top choices are probably Hampton, North Carolina A&T, and LSU because of LSU's dance program. I almost forgot Mathlete and a dancer. You told me about that. She's been accepted to all three of those. Man, wait a minute. Before we go any further.
Hey, slow down. Watch your speed.
I remember years ago when Sluggo was talking about what TSA could do and how she was gonna be able to go to school from volleyball and or academics, if not both. And she did go to school for academics. And Sluggo, amongst others, were one of the main people that definitely reminded. Sluggo was always the one in the chat room when I was talking about volleyball he was always the one to say, and don't forget to say how smart she is too. He was always the one in the chat room to say that. Hey, don't forget to talk about how smart she is too, Ninja. And all of that came to fruition. I remember how young his kids were. So when he told me about her being a senior, I'm like, damn. I have a picture when back when TSA was, she still fools with Minecraft. We went to Six Flags. I won't get into the details of that story, but that was the time Grego came to the hotel, and I think we killed off a whole bottle of Patron, smoked a cigar or two, and sat out there and talked for hours. At any rate, I digress. Went over to see Sluggo during that trip as well. And I think it was the day we were leaving. So that next day we went to see Sluggo and we sat around and kicked it over there for a while or whatever. But we took a picture and I remember my youngest kids were then. And, just, looking at the maturation. And again, you get out of your kids what you put into them. And anybody that knows Sluggo could probably see this coming, man. Congratulations. Not even done reading the chat, but let's continue. But she's been accepted to all three. Hampton, North Carolina A&T, and LSU because of the dance program. Again, we're talking about a mathlete and somebody that, okay, that's well done. Well done. Very nice. Like the diversity right there. On the dance team and the mathlete. Nice. She's been accepted to all three of those. I'm comfortable with whoever has the best financial package, sir. I ain't bullshitting with you, but seriously, I expect her to ultimately stay in state. But if it's out of town, but if it's out of state, she should stay within 6 hours. Okay. So Sluggo saying, let's go back. I expect her to ultimately stay in state. No, right before that, let's make sure we read this part. Let's read this part. I'm comfortable with whoever has the best financial package, sir. I ain't bullshitting with you. Seriously, I expect her to ultimately stay in state. But if she is out of state, she should stay within 6 hours. I think I was along those lines too. Because when you're further away than that, man, or you might have to hop on a plane or whatever. But if you are on a plane, you can't take supplies. Sluggo said ABM facts with free gas. Y'all are wild. No, Sluggo's laughing at ABM saying facts with free gas. I mean, it's part of it, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. Sidney Jackson said ABM rent one cheek, get the other cheek half off. This what we're doing? This what we're doing? So the Wolverine position, you're renting the cheek and getting another one half off. Okay, I see what y'all doing. As long as we're still talking about the Wolverine position. Sluggo said, Nick, you need 2 more before you can request a name change. No. This is, y'all said, until we beat that school up north again, it's the Buckeye position. You need to keep in mind that even though we lost, 3 in a row, we're still way ahead in the series. They recently had a 3-game run. But we're still way ahead in the series. It's the Wolverine. It's the Wolverine position. I'm sorry, they lost. That's the rule. That's the rule. It's the Wolverine position. Hashtag Buckeye position my black ass. Hell no.
What? Nigga, please. What? Nigga, please.
Yeah. I shouldn't have looked ahead. ABM said the Buckeye position, the 28th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Oh my God. This is what we're doing. The Buckeye position is the 28th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. It will always be known as the Buckeye made famous by Brutus. You can't lose 4 years in a row and get one win and get a name change. Yes, I can when we won about 10 or 12 years in a row before that. Yes, the hell I can. Y'all can go to hell with this shit. That's what y'all can do.
Nigga, please. What? Nigga, please.
That's what y'all can do. How about that? How about that? I say it's the Wolverine position, and that's what it's going to be. I'm going to translate all of y'all's chat to the Wolverine position if you continue to put hashtag that position we're not saying anymore because it's not relevant. We won the game. So I will translate all of your incorrect text, chat, email, whatever social platform you choose to use. Whenever you do that incorrect hashtag, I will correct you. Don't worry about it. I got it. You know
it's
why?
It's my house. You know what it is? And if you don't like it, you get the fuck out.
Okay. This is what we're doing. ABM said Jesus is Greek. Jesus in Greek is Julian. From ABM, Jesus in Greek is Julian.
Jesus, wow, come on down and kill that monkey, Jesus. Jesus, wow, come on down and kill that monkey, Jesus.
Okay, I don't understand it. Y'all not listening? ABM said, Sid Jack, next the Buckeye position will be offered Bogo. And again, y'all gonna have to help me out with that. I don't understand what y'all aren't understanding. And again, Wolverine position. ABM said Miami was so physical. Y'all don't have to do this. ABM said Miami was so physical with Ohio State. Early tackle was old school football. I'm sorry. Miami was so physical with Ohio State. Every tackle was old school football. Saying set his receivers up several times, which led to big, clean hits. And that's 100% correct. He was so nervous the ball was sailing. He was scared as hell. He was scared as hell.
It's fact. You're right. It's fact.
Again, everybody that was telling me everything that Julian saying could do and all of those attributes he was supposed to have, I never saw it displayed on the football field when it counted, when it mattered, when he needed to step up, when things weren't going as planned, when plays weren't on time. I never saw that shit. I never saw it, not once. I believe everybody that was telling me that all those things were true about his arm strength, his mobility, his intelligence and knowing where everybody is on the field and ability to read throws and get the ball in any hole, in any window, and make any throw, as he is such a great quarterback and NFL prospect. I'm sorry. Julian Sands, one of the top quarterbacks in the country.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
You know what? I thought he was going to come with more comedy than fact right here, but he just kept it factual. And I got to bomb drop this because he's dead right. He's 100% correct. ABM.
Amen, preacher.
Miami was so physical with Ohio State, every tackle was old school football. Saying set his receivers up several times, which led to big, clean hits. 100% fact, sir. 100%. You wow for that, though, man. Jesus in Greek is Julian.
What? Nigga, please.
This what we doing? Jesus in Greek is Julian. Oh shit. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Boy, you stupid. ABM, a bow-legged fullback / defensive back with hops. Nick was a Madison County legend. Oh, that's funny. A bow-legged fullback / defensive back with hops. Nick was a Madison County legend. Sir, I was at defensive end when I was going for that interception. I was at defensive end. And as I waited on the ball to come to my hands, I was jumping, but he jumped up in front of me just a tad bit higher, snatched that football, and kept it pushing. I believe he took that to the house. Sid, what the fuck is going on around here? I don't understand this. I don't, boy. I don't understand what the hell right about now. What did I do to that? Why has thou forsaken me? Sidney Jackson, ABM, and he can bench 225 23 times. Okay, and my height. How many times could I bench 230? Let's see. I was working out with 230. I was maxing out. I was part of the 300 club, but I could bench more than 300. I know I benched 320. That's 3 plates on each side. I'm trying to think that I ever benched more than 320. I got in the 300 club for sure. I benched 320. I don't know how much further past 320 I got. 325, 330. Man, I cannot remember my max. What was my max? Was it 320? My max might have been 320, man. I'm sure I should have been able to lift more than that. But I'm thinking my max was 320. And I'm acting like that ain't shit, but there were people that lifted more than that, so I didn't think it was shit. I think my max was 320. That's 3 plates on each side. How many times could I bench 230? Well, fuck it. Let me say 225. I say 230. 230 was 2 plates on each side. So I was probably going to be at 230, but 225. How many times could I bench 225? How many times? I'm probably only in my mind. I'm only gonna push that up, man. That I think I worked out with 230, so so obviously I could push it up 10 times, but I'm probably not getting past 15 with that. Maybe I don't know, man. I don't know because I never went higher than like 3 sets of 10. I don't think I ever went higher than 3 sets of 10, maybe 3 sets of 8 with 230. So 2 sets of 8. Nah. I couldn't do that shit 23 times. I couldn't do it 23 times. I did bench 320 though. I did bench 320. Y'all ain't shit, man. A bow-legged fullback / DB with hops. Nick was a Madison County legend. Sidney Jackson co-signing ABM, and he can bench 225 23 times. Sluggo said, quote, I just walked to the bedroom and started commenting to myself, Nick, Sluggo said, quote, I just walked to the bedroom and started commenting to myself, Nick, we know, sir. Hey, man, that was not a good moment. That wasn't a good moment. JBJ said Ninja was in the background pouting while his company was out front watching the game. Come on, man. I wasn't pouting, sir. I walked away in disgust. I wasn't pouting. Pouting sounds very feminine. Pouting sounds very feminine. I don't appreciate that.
You must be on something.
I don't like you using the term pouting, but I see you're trying to be funny. I see the comedy. Ninja was in the background pouting while his company was out front watching the game.
Come on, man, that's a brittle spirit. That is a brittle ass spirit. Come on, man, that's a brittle spirit. That is a brittle ass spirit.
Hey, I don't need you laughing at JBJ, Sluggo. I don't need you laughing at JB. It was I contain. I'm trying to do better. You know, company or not, I'm trying to do better. You know, I came to see snapping like that all the damn time. So, I had that moment, when he threw the shocked, not with a straight face. I couldn't play shock like, oh my God, I can't believe he threw an interception. I was annoyed. I was mad because, again, if you've been watching us, every time he's been pressured a little bit, and every time there's been a little bit of pressure and he hasn't been able to sit back there and be comfortable, he's thrown a pick. Against every team that could apply some pressure. Or some teams that just were able to confuse him with the formation, he's thrown a pick. And after watching this in several games, one would assume through film study and being honest with yourself that you would protect, or our coaching staff would choose to protect Julian Sand from himself. But we did not. We did not. I don't get it. ABM said, again, Sluggo laughing at JB. I don't know why. Let me turn the light up on this thing. There we go. ABM said Nick walked in the bedroom after the Saiyan pick six and started fondling Amy and Amber's extra slim. What the fuck is an extra slim negligee? ABM said, what the hell is an extra slim negligee? ABM said Nick walked in the bedroom after the Saiyan pick six and started fondling Amy and Amber's extra slim negligees and A-cup bras. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You're the worst kind of scum on the face of the earth. You're the worst kind of scum on the face of the earth. I hate niggas, boy. I hate niggas, boy. I hate niggas, boy.
Boy, I tell you. Do you think, sir?
Who
Do you
this
think?
nigga on that name?
ABM. It's all of y'all. ABM, Sydney, Sluggo for laughing, JBJ for laughing and participating.
It's just too bad you don't know what it is. Brother. Something wrong? Yeah. It's just too bad you don't know what it is. Brother.
Well, y'all didn't hear any of that. My apologies. ABM, you ain't shit for that. Excuse me. Boy, you ain't shit for that. Nick walked in the bedroom after the Saiyan pick six and started fondling Amy and Amber's extra slim negligees and A-cup bras. What is an extra slim negligee? Extra slim negligee. That's classic, sir. Extra slim negligee. That's funny. I give you credit. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Sidney Jackson said the lesbian basketball player just got folded up into the into the basket support. Neck bent back and legs spread. Almost like she's on a date with him. What the fuck? This is the Underground Railroad Show hosted by your boy that Ninja. Hey, this is a great way to start the year. Y'all in rare form.
Help! Help! Help me!
Y'all in rare form, man. Y'all in rare form, sir. Y'all in rare form.
Brilliance is the best brilliance is brilliance born not from someone ignorant.
Funny. Y'all in rare form, sir. Rare form. This is Underground Railroad Show hosted by your boy that Ninja in rare form. Sidney Jackson said the lesbian basketball player just got folded up into the basket support. Neck bent back and legs spread, almost like she's on a date with a fellow bulldagger. Lord have mercy. Y'all in rare form. Y'all in rare form. Sidney laughing at JBJ. Don't do that. ABM said competition picked up, so if the Buckeyes made their schedule tougher, then Julian would be more prepared in other big games. I agree 1,000%. And that's what I was saying all day. That's what I was saying the whole damn time. That's my point, sir, and I agree with you. Which is why I had the opinion about the other game, but we'll get there. I just felt like it's one thing to be able to have so-called, easy games and have a good schedule. There's something to be said for that. And then there's something to be said for having to go through something and being battle tested. Now, sometimes you can not be necessarily battle tested, but you're not battle tested, but you're still a good team and you're ready for the challenge. You just basically have gotten an easier road to get there. So some teams, can play that schedule we have and still be ready for a big time game. We've had teams that were able to do that. But Julian Sand was not able to pull that off. Again, if he had played some tougher games, maybe. If he had played some tougher games, maybe. If he had actually went through something and had to deal with tough situations on a regular basis, then maybe. Here we go. I was trying to find something. I just remembered what it is up under. NC is the Underground Railroad Show hosted by your boy that Ninja. Okay. Oh, I had that. I had to figure it out. Oh, no, read that one. But the competition picked up. And we were not able to adjust. And my only thing is, though, you should have known we really weren't able to adjust. I mean, what were you confused about? But I had said the same thing. I hope this is the right one. Man, get the fuck out of here. Hopefully that's the right one. I remember when I fixed the extension. I can't tell. But I should have put the right one on there. But that's what I was worried about. They just came to fruition in this game. But it was really more or less saying, if you ask me. And we got hit in the mouth a little bit on the other side of the ball. But I think we could have combated that by running the ball at them and hitting them in the mouth, holding the ball longer, keeping them off the field where they're not running the ball on our defense, let our defense rest. again, being aggressive and taking the ball to him. Now play action is more effective, and maybe this scary ass quarterback can deliver a couple of passes, and we can sneak out of this motherfucking game. But all of those things I was told about Julian saying before the season and even during the season, even before that Miami game.
You liar! You lying bitch. This motherfucker's lying.
You lying motherfucker, stop.
Sidney Jackson, the lesbian basketball player, just got folded up into the basket support, neck bent back and legs spread, almost like she's on a date with a fellow bull dagger.
I ain't gay, you gay, bitch. You gay, bitch. You eat pussy, that's some gay ass shit, man. Why would you think that? Where your strap at? I'll bite your strap. Go get your strap, bitch. I'll throw up on the strap, bitch. I'll throw up on the butt. I'll bite the tip off the strap. Go get the... Where your strap at? I ain't gay, you gay, bitch. You gay, bitch. You eat pussy, that's some gay ass shit, man. Why would you think that? Why?
Sluggo said Amy and Amber hosted Nick, and the rest is history. No. Y'all are funny, though. Sidney Jackson said, is that TD Jakes on that sorry motherfucker soundbite? TD Jakes.
Sorry, motherfucker.
Is it TD Jakes?
You liar! You lying bitch. This motherfucker's lying.
You lying motherfucker, stop.
I just wanted to play that soundbite, but no, sir, not TD Jakes. Good guess. Good guess. And I think I said it earlier, but this soundbite.
Sorry, motherfucker.
And this soundbite.
Motherfuckers.
Same person.
Sorry, motherfucker. Y'all some cheating motherfuckers.
Same person. That's the same person. But no hints. No hints. ABM said, is Ohio State going to make the NCAA tournament? And he's laughing. Hell, I don't know. You tell me. I haven't seen one basketball game. I haven't watched. Well, I watched about 83 and a half dribbles over the couple of weeks I was off. I saw about 83 and a half dribbles. So I saw a little bit of basketball. About 83 and a half dribbles, sir. Sluggo said, oh, no, I read that one. ABM said, have you ever been swallowed up? Have you ever felt swallowed? Swallowed up in... There's so many other ways to articulate yourself in a situation where you didn't have to say anything that was questionable. There are so many things. Have you ever been overwhelmed? Have you ever been so burdened? Have you ever been so overwhelmed, burdened, bothered, distracted, off kilter, beside yourself? Have you ever been in a bad place? My. I tell you, he can get you out of that place. You believe in him. I'm sorry. I'm such an asshole. I apologize. I apologize.
Sorry, motherfucker.
There's so many other ways. There are so many other ways to relay your point other than say, have you ever been swallowed?
You're a devil!
And apparently, And apparently el bajo fuerte. That's Spanish for power bomb.
You're a devil.
El bajo fuerte.
You're a devil.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, power bottom is one of the funniest fucking phrases ever in the history of the world.
You're a devil.
Oh, sorry.
Woo! Jesus. Woo! Jesus.
Sick help. Sick help.
This is the Underground Railroad Show hosted by your boy, that Ninja. Man, I miss y'all ninjas. Oh, I truly miss y'all. I needed this, man. I've been noticing I've been off kilter. I said I can't miss my day, man. I got to at least get my one day a week therapy. Obviously, I'm a junkie.
That shit, man, it's got me, man. I don't got no control over it, man. I try to kick, man. That shit just be calling me, man. Be calling me, man. I just gotta go to it. Need help, man.
ABM said Barkley played golf with negative 92. Is that? Oh. Wow. Really? I remember that now. So we know Saquon Barkley's mentality. Hell of a running back, hell of a football player, possibly a great father and great human being. But he has one overlapping thought in his head.
The white man. Yeah, the white man. Yeah, the white man. Yeah, the white man.
Sidney Jackson said Barkley also played golf with Obama before the Super Bowl. This ninja confused.
Who told you that? That's a Negro that's out of his mind. That's a Negro that's out of his mind. That's a Negro that's out of his mind.
ABM said he didn't make the mistakes that Sand did. That was the difference. Yeah, that's my whole point. We should have hid that motherfucker and not allowed him to make those damn mistakes. JBJ said, but you're right, sir. JBJ said, TD Jakes, stop before I wake these kids. Yeah, obviously that's not TD Jakes. But I mean, I see where y'all coming from. Have you ever been swallowed up? You know, I get it. I get it.
What was that?
But it wasn't TD Jakes.
Sorry, motherfucker.
ABM said that little ass J got Nick congested. ABM said Buckeyes let them score so they could save time knowing they would need a score, onside kick, and another score, Nick. Ah, okay. At the time, I think it was under a minute left, so that wasn't really relevant, but I got you. Like, it was good and over right then. I mean, it was a minute and something left, or maybe under a minute. But I got you. But consider that my point still remains the same. Game was over. Like, we weren't going to win. I'm popping somebody. But I understand where you're coming from. I'm popping somebody. You know why? Because this shit over. I'm popping somebody. I don't got nothing else. I'm popping somebody. But that's funny. ABM said the Buckeyes let them score so they could save time knowing they need a score, onside kick, and another score, Nick. You know what? And that's the type of coaching strategy that we have at Ohio State. So listen, when you need 3 scores with less than 2 minutes on the clock, we have the wherewithal, the calm, the poise, the spirited tradition, and the understanding in that moment to know if we let them score again, we can get the ball back and go to work. So, ABM, thank you for straightening me out. I'm not going to speak bad about us again. That was strategy. That was strategy. That was very disappointing, man. That was very disappointing. I mean, the loss is disappointing, but did I lose my place in the damn chat again? Yeah, I did. Okay. Read that one. Read that one. Okay, she should be right here. Okay, I missed this before. ABM said the Miami DB watched tape thoroughly to read that play and jumped in immediately before the Buckeye player could even think about making the lead block. He did. He knew that shit was coming. Great tape, great film study, and it showed in the game. I don't know. Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. No, I'm still ahead. How did this chat appear? I missed several chats. My bad. How did I miss that? It's right here. ABM, Sluggo, a work truck with free gas and homemade Gatorade in 16.9 ounce. Great value on it, Motherf. Oh, boy. Hey, man.
You rotten bums! You're all garbage! All of you!
Really, ABM? ABM says Sluggo, a work truck with free gas and homemade Gatorade in 16.9 ounce. Great value on it, Motherf. Ah, 16.9 ounce. Oh, shit.
You're right. It's fact. You're right. It's fact.
You're funny, sir. You're funny.
The truth is for everybody, but everybody might not be for the truth.
Now I'm being thorough, making sure I don't miss any more chat. Okay. Another wrestling chat. ABM said, Paul Levesque has ruined WWE. This Raw is a 2-pack of ass. This Raw is 2 packs of ass. Y'all killing me with the wrestling references, man. Y'all wild as hell for that. We got Al Thompson on the train. What up, Al T? What up, Al T? Unfortunately, our Buckeyes are at home. Thank you for coming aboard, sir. We got Chef McFeezy on the train. Merry New Year, Al Feezy and Chef McFeezy. Al Thompson, Chef McFeezy, Merry New Year. Merry New Year. Happy. In this country, we say Happy New Year. Sorry. But yeah, thank you for coming aboard, sir, gentlemen. Hey, McFeezy, now that you're in here, let me say this because I said this the other day and they laughed at me. Remember I told you I've had shallots? I recently had a dish that had capers in it, sir. So I've partaken in shallots, capers, and lemon zest in this one dish. I mean, it's a common dish. It was chicken piccata. But I did have capers, sorry, I don't know why I'm pausing. 1 second. Capers, lemon zest, and the not scallions. I don't know why I'm blanking on the onion. I just fucking said shallots. So I did have something with all those elements in it. Not bad. I think the lemon zest maybe counteracted the little bit of vinegar taste that came with the capers. Although they were chopped up fine and they weren't overused. But trying to try a few things here and there, sir. Trying a few things here and there. Hey, I had this too, and I'll never have this again. But this is me trying shit. I had a duck spring roll. I had a duck spring roll. Not a fan. I didn't like duck before that. I still don't like it. I mean, there's some things you can do to probably change duck up and make it a little more tolerable. Not a fan of duck. I've never been a big fan of duck. So the duck spring roll, edible, nothing I would order for pleasure. Like, oh, I'm craving duck spring rolls. I would never do that. Never do that. I had bok choy for the first time. I like bok choy. I had eggplant for the first time. I know it's crazy that I haven't had eggplant. Now, the way I had it, it's not terrible, but I definitely am not as fond of it as I am zucchini. Now, maybe the way I had it has something to do with that. You know, maybe I could prepare it a different way and like it more, but the little bit I had with it, it tasted, for lack of a better phrase, it tasted starchy. Like it tasted like a starch. It actually tasted like a starch. It was a little weird. It wasn't terrible. Again, it was very plain. It wasn't necessarily prepared in the best way. It was like a Korean barbecue thing. So it wasn't prepared the best way. So just throwing this out because I know Mac Feezy knows exactly where I'm coming from. And I know everybody else hits me with jokes. So I tried bok choy. I tried zucchini. Tried some capers, lemon zest. Had some more shallots. Was that it? And tried that duck spring roll. So I did try a couple of things. I'm cool with the bok choy. I don't have a problem with that. I could do bok choy again. I'm good. The bok choy, I didn't mind the bok choy. Duck spring roll, no. Eggplant, I'll try it again, but I wasn't blown away. I finished it, but it almost tasted like a starch. I'm like, this shit damn near tastes like a starch. I don't know about this. This is gonna need some attention. Like that eggplant seems like it's gonna need a little attention if that's the way you're gonna go. But we just want to throw that out there, Mac Feezy. I'm making sure I don't have anything else. That's it, right? I think that's it. How long have I been running? That's a damn shame. Let me get through this let me get through this chat. Appreciate the back and forth. Sluggo said, time is waiting for no one, sir. We're getting up there. Man, what you talking about, bro? It's moving, ain't it, sir? It's moving. Baby girl's in her junior year. Your daughter's weighing college options. Man, it's getting up there. Al Thompson telling Sluggo, congrats. ABM says, Sluggo, this is my last calendar year of hooping in leagues and tournaments. I retire after that. Excuse me. I retire after that with only one shooting. I'm shooting. Okay. He said, Sluggo, this is my last calendar year of hooping in leagues and tournaments. I retire after that with only shooting on my own for recreation. So you're gonna hang up a competitive ball after this year, ABM? Okay, sir. Okay. And I mean, you fought a good fight. You've been at it for a long time now. And you say that now, and you still might want to sneak in a tournament here and there, sir. You say that now, but you still might want to sneak in a tournament here and there. So we'll see if you stay with that. We'll see. We'll see. Al Thompson said, I agree with the host. The Wolverine position sounds better. Much better, sir. Obviously, the Wolverine position sounds much better. It's something we can all agree with. We can all agree with that. Can we? We can all agree that the Wolverine position is more efficient. It's has a better ring to it. We all miss that Wolverine position. Don't we miss saying it and bringing up the whole Wolverine position thing? I think we all do. So what we're going to do is we're not going to deprive ourselves of the Wolverine position any longer. No need to deprive ourselves. We are now going to take advantage. We know it's there. And we can get back to it, man. You know, that's what everybody wants anyway. No need to fight it. No need to fight it. Oh, wait a minute. I do remember now. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to let that go. There is something, I tell you, I think I've hid so many things for myself. And that one thing I'm looking for, I know damn well I have that. And it basically should be labeled Wolverine position, but I can't find it. Sluggo saying, ABM, you might as well play until the wheels fall off. I mean, at this point, ABM said there is no photo of the Wolverine on his stomach with his ass up in the air. Wow. Brutus is stomach down, ass up. I think that was necessary at all. I'm just gonna keep talking like we didn't have this little spinning situation. I don't know why at this point in the game I'm having these little spins, but I don't think that was necessary, sir. I don't think that was necessary.
What? Nigga, please.
Yeah, completely unnecessary, sir. There is no picture of the Wolverine on his stomach with his ass up in the air. Brutus is stomach down, ass up, waiting for a Diddy party. Motherfucker. JBJ said, LT, did you notice that raggedy ass rug behind Ninja in the background? JBJ said, LT, did you notice that raggedy ass rug behind Ninja in the background? Throw the damn towel. Sir? You see this? See this right here? This is competitiveness. This is in the hunt every year. This is fresh off an ass whooping, but this is still Ohio State. How about that? How about that? How about that? Matter of fact, I think I can say this with my chest to everybody in here, except slow down, T. Shit. I can say this to everybody in here except Al T and Mac Feezy, because as of yet, they haven't disrespected or joined in this tomfoolery. But as for the rest of you, how about that? And this is not Welch's. This is cranberry cherry juice. This shit is fire. I actually dedicated half of my Welch's budget to this cranberry cherry. I was actually trying to get some cranberry juice and got that accidentally. Glad I did. That shit is fire. To me. That's funny, sir. And actually, again, something else. We'll see. Sidney Jackson said the rule was whatever team lost gets the booty clapping jokes named after them. Thank you. Sidney, you remember, correct? Thank you. It is the Wolverine. I'm sorry. Y'all can't change the rules in the middle of the game. That was the rule. I remember that it was said clearly. It was said, until we beat them, I don't want to hear anything. It's the Buckeye. We beat them. It is now the Wolverine. We beat them at home. They set a, but at the end of the day, sir, we won the game. I mean, can we get out of this now? You know, it doesn't matter. At the moment, sir, you're not doing the show. So since I'm the only man able to hit these sound bites, it's definitely going to be the Wolverine position. Obviously, I don't have a problem correcting the incorrect. Since you're not going to adhere to the rules that you put up, I'll just remix all your shit. Not remix, but I'll correct it. You know, like auto correct, I'll be audio correct. So I'll be audio correct. I got you. I got you, sir. I got you. Again, that is one that should be around. And that's another one of those ones that's somewhere random. Okay, I'll go through it one day. Some of these things are interesting. Some I really thought were right in certain spots. And that is this one. Interesting. Okay. And that's the second one that I was almost certain I knew where it was at. Okay, we're going to have to work on that. But yeah, that's the rule I recall, Sydney. Mac Feezy said, Ninja, the committee has spoken. The Buckeye position is official and permanent. We can always update it to the Hoosier down in the Buckeye position. Okay. An amendment to what I just said before. Right now, everybody except Al T. I repeat, everybody except Al Thompson. Mac Feezy is with the rest of you. Mac Feezy has chosen violence. Mac Feezy, shout out to you and the rest of the chat room, except Al Thompson. And except Sidney Jackson. Sorry, Sidney. Except Al Thompson and Sidney Jackson. Al Thompson because he hasn't said anything derogatory or of a false nature that I'm aware of yet, and Sidney Jackson for being the only person or one of the few standing up for the truth. So thank you, Sidney and Al Thompson. The rest of you.
That motherfucker must have lost his goddamn mind. You blind motherfucker.
Confused, bewildered, lethargic.
What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Not funny at all. Al Thompson said, Al Thompson saying that joint is beautiful, JBJ, scarlet and gray. Tell him, Al Thompson, tell him. Matt Feezy says scarlet and gray when you must be Buckeye position except no. Fuck, man. You know what? Fuck Chef Mac Feezy. You can get the fuck out of here, nigga. Mac Feezy said scarlet and gray when you must be in the Buckeye, when you must be Buckeye position except no other colors when getting boat raced. Mac Feezy, you ain't shit. Mac Feezy, you ain't shit.
That motherfucker must have lost his goddamn mind.
You hear you? I hear you.
Who told you that? Who told you that?
The disrespect. The
Hey,
disrespect.
who raised you? Hey, who raised you?
Scarlet and gray when you must be Buckeye position except no other colors when getting boat raced. Motherfucker. Okay. Y'all real funny. ABM said, Nick is at least an hour behind in chat. Can't see for sure. That's funny. That's funny. Oh, I'm sorry. Nick is at least an hour behind in chat. Can't see for sure like we could on Spreaker. I don't think I'm that far behind, but y'all are chatting today. ABM said a 5'4" bow-legged defensive end. I'm done. 5'4". Oh boy, I swear. 5'4". Oh, I swear to God.
You will be discarded in the prisons of hell. You will be discarded in the prisons of hell.
Once again, from the father on Color Purple. I hear she got that nasty woman disease. And on none of her kids got the same daddy. All Suge Avery kids got the same daddy. I can vouch for that. You can vouch for nothing. Tell that thing to go in there and make me a glass of water. ABM, you ain't shit. Oh boy, a 5'4" bow-legged defensive end. I'm done.
What? Nigga, please.
Sorry, motherfucker. ABM said, Nick, quote, I could leap onto 3-story buildings and lift a Volkswagen Beetle off a pedestrian. Again, I'm not telling war stories in there. I never said that. Are you talking about when I said I could bench? Yeah, I could bench 320, but that's not a Volkswagen Beetle. JBJ said 225 is 2 plates on each side. Not if you got the bar that got 5 extra pounds on it. We had a 45-pound bar and a 50-pound bar. Whatever that, if you have I can't remember if it's 45 and 50 or 50 and 55, but we had a 50-pound bar. So it made ours 230. If you had a 45-pound bar, they would make it 225. I remember that specifically. But we had a 50-pound bar, which pushed that up to 230. And I'm going off of memory, but I'm almost certain that's correct. I haven't benched for max in, well, shit, I'm 49, 39. Was it? I haven't benched for max in a decade. A decade ago, right before I was getting ready to turn 40, I had got back into it, and I wasn't gonna go to max though. So even then, I wasn't benching for max, but I was working my way up. I was almost at 230. I was almost at 230, and I was gonna stay at 230. I wasn't gonna work out any heavier than that. But I got to I wasn't working out heavy at all because it took me a second to get my strength back. But I was doing 140, 180. Was it 210? I got up to 210 and I was going to stop at 230. I got up to 210. And I'm pretty sure that's 35 on each side. But again, this is a 50-pound bar. So I got up to 210. I got up to 210. So that's 45 and 35 if I remember correctly. And I was going to stop at 230. I wasn't going to go any heavier than that. And that's when I fucked up my shoulder. But y'all are funny. But JBJ, 50-pound bar, give me 230. ABM said, Alty, my boy Tate made a business decision on one of those sand throws. And he was smart for doing that too. He thinking about his career. JBJ said, Ninja put a two and a half pound plate on each side and say he was working out with 230. That is funny. Sir, Ninja put a 2.5 pound plate on each side, or a 25-pound plate on each side, and said he was working out with 230. No, sir. 230 on our bench. Again, 50-pound bar, 245s on each side, 230. I was working out with 230. My max was, I know I maxed 320. I don't know if I went higher than that. If I did, it wasn't much. So I think I stopped at 320 on my max. The 300 club in the Johnson weight room. And that was before we got the new weight room. So I made the 300 club before we moved. So that was sophomore year. When was I in the 300 club? Sophomore year? It wasn't freshman year. But I wasn't on varsity yet. So I think I was in the 300 club my sophomore year. I might not have been 320 my sophomore year, but I was in the 300 club. I don't know what year I got to 320. But I got stronger every damn year, so it couldn't have been my last year. I probably did get higher than 320, man, but I don't remember. Don't laugh at this motherfucker. JBJ Ninja put a 2.5 pound plate on each side and say he was working out with 230. Y'all are funny. Like there was a whole extended pause right there. I don't know how long it was frozen, but I get a decent amount of that on this platform, and that I don't care for. I don't like that at all. So again, I'll figure it out, man. Still figuring this out. But I do vow and vouch to be more consistent. I apologize for my lack of consistency. JBJ Ninja put a 2.5 pound plate on each side and say he was working out with 230.
Damn anybody who doesn't glorify his work. God damn anybody who doesn't glorify his work.
I don't understand all this laughter. I don't get Sydney laughing at ABM, Matt Fees laughing at JBJ. I don't understand. ABM said, I need oxygen. I can't stop laughing at the picture of the shortest. Okay. Fuck it. Let's talk about it. As the young people say, let's unpack that. Let's unpack that. ABM said, I need oxygen. I can't stop laughing at the picture of the shortest defensive end in high school history. You acting like I'm a midget. I'm about 5'10", probably 5'9", some shit like that. Now, keep in mind, was I a traditional defensive end, like height-wise? I wasn't, but quite frankly, I was strong than a motherfucker, so I could get away with it. It's just the truth. I was strong than a motherfucker, dude. So I was short, but come down that end on that fullback blocking shit, not a square myself. You're going to bounce off, and I'm going to get a hold of that goddamn running back. So, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have the height, but I was stronger than most of those tall motherfuckers. So a little tall motherfucker came around the corner trying to block me. Usually I could knock them over like a twig or throw them out the way like a goddamn rag doll. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, Sydney, I agree. Sydney Jackson laughing and said, extra slim is diabolical. An extra slim negligee is diabolical, Sydney. Diabolical. Mac Feezy said the Miami Hurricanes. Oh, what the hell is going on? This is how we're starting off 2026. This what we doing? Matt Feezy said the Miami Hurricanes butt whipping of Ohio State was brought to you by the Buckeye position. Oh, wow. Okay, this what we doing? Okay, Mac Feezy, I'll give you the full theater. Unfortunately, I can't play something in the background to make this more dramatic. Must be up cherry juice and shit. One more time. Excuse me. All right, sorry about that. Okay. This is funny, probably brilliant, but extremely disrespectful. All right, let's go. Mac Feasy said, the Miami Hurricanes butt whooping of Ohio State was brought to you by the Buckeye Position Elixir, Eau de Parfum. Buckeye Position Elixir, Eau de Parfum contains top notes of a cream puff schedule, middle notes. Ah! Ah! Oh shit! Oh. Okay, Mac Feasy. All right. This is fucking brilliant. This is brilliant. I can't even front. Mac Feasy said, let me try to keep a straight face. I'm going to try to keep a straight face. Motherfucker stupid. Mac Feasy said, the Miami Hurricanes butt whooping of Ohio State was brought to you by the Buckeye Position Elixir, Eau de Parfum. Buckeye Position Elixir, Eau de Parfum contains top notes of a cream puff schedule, middle notes of inconsistent coaching, all layered on base notes of an incomplete quarterback. Buckeye Position Elixir, Eau de Parfum is exclusively available at Dry Run Studios. For sure, be sure to ask for Nick. Oh, folks that don't know the history might not know how funny that is. I tried to do the movie announcer voice, but it's too funny. I can't. I can't get through it. Okay, if that wasn't audible for everybody, let's do that again. Mac Feasy. The Miami Hurricanes butt whooping of Ohio State was brought to you by the Buckeye Position Elixir Eau de Parfum. Buckeye Position Elixir Eau de Parfum contains top notes of a cream puff schedule, middle notes of an inconsistent coaching, all layered on base notes of an incomplete quarterback. Buckeye Position Elixir Eau de Parfum is exclusively available at Dry Rub Studios. Be sure to ask for Nick. Low life motherfucker, that was brilliant. Mac Feasy, in a word,
you're a goddamn genius. You must have a goddamn IQ of 160. You are goddamn gifted. You're a goddamn genius. You must have a goddamn IQ of 160. You are goddamn gifted.
The abuse. The abuse. Al Thompson said the schedule was all right. Texas and Penn State were both supposed to be top 5 teams. Washington and Illinois were tough games. Next year's schedule will provide adequate tests. USC at Indiana, at Texas, at Iowa, plus Oregon, that school up north, and Illinois at home. Okay, LT. That's a tougher schedule. Mac Feasy said bok choy is from the cabbage family. Also, how was the eggplant cooked? It was a Korean barbecue place, so I just kind of seared it on a little grill, the grill they got on the table. So I just kind of seared it a little bit. And again, I didn't have much by way of seasoning because I wasn't really going to deal with the sauces. And they really only had cumin, and it was some kind of cumin, and this other seasoning was the only thing I could really use from the bar. So the eggplant was just kind of seared. The equivalent of a pan sear, but I didn't have the benefit of any kind of no avocado oil or anything like that. But it was kind of pan seared and it was sliced thin. Tasted kind of starchy to me. I didn't hate it. But I think I'd much rather do something or make it at home to really see how I feel about it. Mac Feezy, that was fucking brilliant. That was brilliant. And as soon as I ate the bok choy, and in the grocery store, it's close to the cabbage. And as soon as I bit into it, I said, okay, this reminds me of cabbage. So yeah, bok choy is that wasn't a big reach. Once again, Mac Feezy, bok choy is from the cabbage family. Also, how was the eggplant cooked? Not well by me in a scenario with limited resources. Mac Feezy said, Ninja, if you have a gas stove, invest in a wok. I don't have a gas stove. I want to use a wok, but I think I need to get a higher quality wok to do some of these things I'm doing. So I'm going to get one and try to get one of a better quality so I can actually take advantage. I do not have gas in the South. You can get gas, but you probably really have to be very specific. Generally down here, it's going to be electric for the most part. But I do not have a gas stove, sir. ABM said, what year did you... Oh. What the... I don't understand. What the fuck, man? Okay. I got to remember this motherfucker doesn't forget anything. ABM, what year did you get mono from... That never happened. I've never done that, ever. That's a lie. I've never done that. ABM said, what year did you get mono from tongue kissing? What year did you get mono from tongue kissing that white girl? That never happened, sir. That never happened. And look, that never happened, sir. Never happened. I've never done that in my life. That's a lie. That's a lie. And to this day, I mean, no bullshit. Man, I don't know how I got mono. Okay, look, I know what they call the shit. But I'm telling you, I have no fucking idea. I have no idea. Maybe it'd be safer to say I don't know. But if anybody I was kicking it with at the time had it, they never said anything or they kept it on the low. But I don't know where the hell I got that shit from, man. To this day, I'm still confused about that shit. I mean, I wasn't a fucking monk or no shit, but at the time we had been in football camp for a minute, so I don't know what happened because I was at camp. Now, let me see. Yeah, I mean, you know, there were a couple of days where we had some breaks and we could get away for a minute. But you know, let me see. No, she was cool. No. Unless somebody was covert and just never said anything, I don't know what happened. I really don't. ABM. ABM. What year did you get mono? I don't know how I got it, but I got mono in 1994, right before my senior year of football. Literally before the first game. We were about to practice under the lights. I just feel we work out that day. We're working out, and then we're gonna go home and we're gonna meet up at the stadium and we're gonna practice under the lights. It's like a week before the first game. Like we're about to start the season. Been working out all summer. It's my senior year. It's my last year. Same old shit. Been working out all summer. I had, put in some work. You know what I'm saying? I put in a little bit of work. I was right. That was the first time I ever got close to 200 pounds in school. I mean, I'm 2 bills now, but I never could pull that shit off in school. And again, nobody believes this shit because if you look at my pictures, I looked bigger in school. I was never 200 pounds. I never made it up 200. Even senior year when I was 200, as soon as I started playing and practicing, that shit fell right off. But when that shit happened, I lost so much weight. I basically could have like been, well, no, that wouldn't have been good because I would have got even smaller. But everything I did all summer, the working out and all that shit was gone. Them fucking couple weeks of being fucked up and all that. But at any rate, we were supposed to practice under the lights, and all day I just felt weak and sick. So I still did all my workout, and all my teammates looking at me like, man, what the fuck wrong with you? I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know. And then one of the coaches, goddamn, they was like, man, I think Tilla's sick. Coach looked at me and said, oh, you all right? Put some ice on it, some shit. They told me to put some ice on it or some shit. And so we took all our pads home, and then we supposed, we'll full pads under the lights practice that night. So I had all my pads. I'll never forget that shit. Rode home with somebody. They dropped me off, man. I'm laid out. I barely can move. I stumble in the house. Literally, I walk in the house, in the first couch living room. I walk over to it, drop all my pads, fall on the couch, pass out. Like literally, quick. As soon as I get in the house. My mom come home, my brother tell her and everything. She looking at me like, the hell wrong? I said, boy, what's wrong with you? And I was like, I'm good. It's football time. It was time to go to practice. Our ride came. It was time to go to practice. I tried to get up and grab my pads. Mama cussed my ass. Well, sit your ass down. And I know I was sick because I didn't fight her. I just damn laid back down and passed out again. I think when I woke up, my brother was home from practicing. I said, Mom, I need to go to the hospital. I couldn't talk and shit. That shit hurt. I'll never forget that shit. But I don't know why the fuck I got that shit. I should have never elaborated. It's bad enough y'all in here joking. But I don't know how I got that shit, dude. Okay, I'm at the top of the chat. I'm good. I finally caught up. But I don't know how I got that shit, man. To this day, I don't know how I got that shit. And that's good, too, because I just reached my limit. Get to this last chat here. Oh, there it is. ABM said, folks think about it's funny. Folks, think about it. A 5'4", what the hell is going on around here? Folks, think about it. A 5'4", 170-pound defensive end is wild. Was this Pop Warner? Not 5'4". Definitely wasn't 170. I was in high school. What did I wear? I was 185, right? I think I was 185 in high school. No less than 176. So you know what? Actually, when you said 170, you know what? Okay? I could have been 176. I'm trying to remember what weight I wrestled at. Did I wrestle at 176 or 185? I actually think I wrestled at 176, man. I think I wrestled at 176. Now I think I weighed a little bit more for football, but I wrestled at 176. I wrestled at 176, so you probably close. Football, I probably didn't weigh much more than about 185, some shit like that. And after running around and shit, I probably wasn't that heavy, but I'm obviously not 5'4". But more I think about it, okay, I probably wasn't any more than 185. So I wasn't 76. If I wasn't 176, I was only 9 pounds heavier than that. But I wasn't 170 either. That's a little light. But okay, that's funny. 5'4", 170-pound defensive end. That's funny. That's funny. I know that really tickles you, sir, doesn't it? That really tickles you, doesn't it? I told you, dude. I told you. Now, I see where you're coming from. But I could get away with it because I was kind of stronger than most of the people I went up against. Most, not all. Not all. Yeah, when I was a sophomore, we had two monsters at defensive end. Hell, junior year too, at least one of them still there, not both. We had two monsters at defensive end, goddamn. Wasn't no moving them motherfuckers. Didn't matter how hard. Now, one of them I couldn't move at all. It didn't matter what I did. He actually went to the damn. He went to the military. Believe he did all right for himself. Think he's been to war a couple times, but I believe he's done all right for himself. From what I understand, he didn't even consider college. He wanted to go to the military, but he could have been a hell of a player. He was aggravating. It didn't matter what I did. I couldn't block. I could make contact and shit, but I could never move that motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie. And I wasn't the damn weakest motherfucker in the world either. But coming down the line trying to block that motherfucker, I could get in his way. Okay, basically, if for the most part, I could knock most people on their ass. Or at least pop them real good and get them to fucking move. I couldn't do that to that motherfucker. I didn't like that shit. I could catch most people, goddamn, even if they saw me coming. If I got up under you, it didn't really matter. You were gonna move. And if I got you real good, you was gonna be on your ass. I could never pop that motherfucker. I never could. Even when I tried to catch him off guard. Strong ass nigga. ABM, you ain't shit. This is the Underground Railroad Show hosted by your boy that Ninja. It is 10 o'clock Central Time. Not going to be on here much longer. Let me say this. Alabama taking on Indiana. That decision to go for it. Okay, before the game, let me be perfectly clear. I took Alabama. Numbers-wise, actually had a better year than the quarterback from Indiana. I felt like he played tougher competition. As I'm looking at this thing spin again, a lot of spinning going on. So going to Alabama and Indiana, let me reset this again. Made that bet with ABM. What ABM predicted came to fruition. I felt like Alabama playing a tougher schedule. Ty Simpson actually having better numbers than the quarterback that won the Heisman for Indiana. Definitely playing a tougher schedule. I felt like Alabama was more battle tested. And even if things happened like they did, they wouldn't get rattled. They would settle down, straighten up, and play good ball. I was dead wrong. I was dead wrong.
Sorry, motherfucker.
Going for it on your own 30, on the 30-something yard line, early in the game when your defense is playing well, made absolutely no sense. Made no sense whatsoever. Make an offensive adjustment and try to move the ball in the next possession. But don't shoot yourself in the foot, especially if you don't have something drawn up that you can pull off. Now, Caleb DeBoer got away with this at Washington, but he had Michael Penix. Ty Simpson is not Michael Penix. First bad decision. I believe I'm trying to remember the next thing that Alabama did to really shoot themselves in the foot, and they literally never recovered. They literally never recovered from that. I just didn't see that coming. Even with the bad start and the bad decision, I thought they would at least fight back, reach up and pinch somebody, kick, scream, scratch, bite, claw, do something. Shank, I don't know, something. Speak aggressively too, write an aggressive email or some shit. Do something. Hurt their feelings, tell a joke, something. Jesus Christ, Alabama, what was that?
Sorry, motherfucker.
Man, you sorry.
Really? Really? Defense starting out well, you put them in the hole, or you put them behind the 8-ball, the proverbial 8-ball, and or the cue ball, which is actually more accurate if we're talking about being behind something that's detrimental and or aggressive and or restrictive. But I digress. Let's get back to football. I would say that the head coach aided in putting them in a bad spot. And then the choice of quarterback, or rather the quarterback's inability to grab the team and or seize the moment and get them back in the game, was apparent. Again, I just thought Alabama would fight back. And I thought they would be able to move the ball offensively. And I was wrong. And again, after the fact, Ty Simpson's hurt and all this shit. Well, he shouldn't have been in the game. He was ineffective. And in the games that they've struggled, he has been ineffective. And much like Julian saying, although Ty Simpson has shown me a little bit more in certain games, much like Julian saying, when he gets when things aren't on time, when he's not able to make a sandwich, he turns into a different quarterback. We saw it once against Oklahoma, and we saw it in this particular game against Indiana. And I I think between him and some of the play calls, that's what killed Alabama in this game. Not having a quarterback with extra or a little bit of magic to kind of make up for maybe a bad call here and there or missed blocking assignment or the need to make a play and just being able to do that with a combination of your legs and being able to buy time or just having a good eye for the game, understanding your receivers, being able to throw somebody open, being able to create and make some type of play. Ty Simpson never gave us that against Indiana. And I thought that's what I was going to see. I was dead ass wrong. Indiana not only beats Alabama, beats the living fuck out of them. They beat Indiana like a Sandusky sleepover victim. I apologize. I meant to say Alabama got beat by Indiana like a Sandusky sleepover victim. I don't feel the need to let stories like that die. Remember, he headed a pedophile ring and he used Penn State as a recruiting tool. And they knew about it for years. Joe Paterno was on the phone telling the kid that was trying to tell him the dude was fucked up, why are you trying to start trouble? Why are you making trouble? Certain things in that culture seem to be so accepted and or glossed over. And that was some wild shit. I'll never forget that. I'm like, how did child rape become so socially acceptable in certain circles? But Alabama was a victim of getting Sandusky, and it was disappointing, not because of just the monetary part of the bet. I really didn't think it was going to go that way. I really didn't. So that was disappointing for me. Alabama gets in the Wolverine position, spreads their own cheeks, offers no resistance, and looks back over their shoulder as if to encourage more pounding. It was not ideal. It was not what I predicted. And it cost me a 20 spot. And having to listen to ABM talk about it, which is way worse than the 20. But shout out to Alabama. How dare you make me look bad? Fuck your goals and aspirations. Fuck the coach. Fuck the fans, but let's not concentrate on them. Think about me. You're making me look bad in my predictions. What the fuck are you doing?
Sorry, motherfucker.
Man, you sorry.
Let's concentrate on what's important here. Me. What the hell is going on around here? Y'all making me look really bad with my predictions. Damn shame. Please don't take my advice and bet on anything. You will not be able to pay your bills. This is the Underground Railroad Show hosted by your boy that ninja from the Angry Black Man. Now excuse me. He is still talking about my position on the football field because of how he views my alleged stature. Okay, sir. I see what you're doing, but let me click this heat. I'm sorry. It's that temperature's dropping. Turned down that heat earlier, and I need to feel that. I'm about to get off this damn air too, so I can get a decent amount of rest. Definitely don't need any more of that, but I'll handle that when I get in. So yeah, when I get done with this show, it's gonna be a slight time to do a little bit of decompressing and getting on. But I just didn't see that coming. Okay, back to ABM. Now I could see you being a nose guard with quickness and strength. Our star running back was about 5'6", 210, and he could bench about 400 pounds. He could bench about 400. So until senior year, he played nose guard and was a menace. That motherfucker was strong as an ox if he could bench 400. I never got there. I never got to 400 pounds. Nowhere near that shit. He was strong than a motherfucker if he could bench 400. Now, I'll be honest with you, ABM. The only time I played nose guard was when I was a freshman. I was a linebacker, but I had sprained my ankle and my mobility was limited. But I could still be nasty at nose guard. So my ankle was hurt. So they put me like at nose guard, but I had freedom. I could just move around. Like they could literally do nothing with me at all. Like I think I probably would have been pretty fucking disruptive in that damn position. They really couldn't do shit with me. And again, I had a little bit of strength, you know what I'm saying? But that was freshman year, so that shit was. I remember coming through one play, man. I grabbed the quarterback and threw him down like a rag doll. He fumbled. The running back picked the ball up off the ground. My other teammate came and wiped his ass out. It was like 2 fumbles in a row. And the killing thing about it is when you see the film, it's funny because I thought the play was over. So when I threw him down, I was kind of walking. Then the ball was on the ground. When I started to move, my teammate popped that dude, and the ball was out. And my other teammate jumped on it. So I threw dude down. It looked like I'm walking in slow motion. My teammate come wipe out the running back. The ball on the ground again. We both in slow motion. Then my other teammate come and get the ball. But at nose guard, I'll be honest, that shit was fun because I just kept shooting the gap. And no matter what gap I shot, it didn't matter. I was quick enough to get to the play. That shit was fun. I was jumping in there, knocking the ball out the quarterback's hands, hitting the running back as he's getting the fucking handoff. That shit was kind of fun. So there is some logic and there's some truth to what you're saying about the nose guard position being quick enough to, be a problem in there. You're not little, so you can't get pushed around, but you're so quick they can't really get their hands on you. And that was the thing. They weren't quick enough. They couldn't touch me. Like, I just kept waiting right before the snap of the ball. I would just shift. I just wait for – I had dudes like cadence down, so right before the snap, I just shift right or left. I just shoot the gap, and I could always get to where I needed to go. I had them so damn frustrated. I'll never forget that shit. So there's something to be said about that. ABM said, especially with your wrestling background at nose guard, that's a tough matchup for an offensive lineman. I wrestled 1 year, and I wish I had done it earlier so I would have known some more moves. But, I mean, honestly, you're right, though. Yeah, there was a little short-ass white dude he used to give our center hell. Playing for the rival team. His size and shit was just frustrating. He used to give our center hell. Just probably because of his size and leverage and shit. But that motherfucker was disruptive. Little-ass white dude was disruptive as hell. But, yeah, I could have got away with that. Here they go with this shit again. Man, if y'all don't stop with this shit, okay, man, just take it off. Jesus Christ. All right, man, get off. What the hell is going on? If y'all don't get off my screen with this shit, it's the whole Facebook thing saying they having problems streaming on it. Maybe that's the reason this motherfucker's spinning. Ask me about this shit in the middle of the damn show. Hey, look, man, appreciate y'all. It is about 10:30, 11:30 on the Eastern time zone. Thank y'all for rolling with me, man. I'm sorry I started so late. I know on the back end, a lot of people were checking out, getting ready for life, responsibility, all that good shit. Actually, I had to go back to work myself today, so I understand. Hey, look, man, appreciate y'all. Thank you for the back and forth. Abbreviated outro, as I have went over my normal limit because I've told myself I'm not going to stay up all damn night doing this damn show. I'll be back next Monday 100%. I don't know about a bonus show. I'm going to try to do better about that, but I will address this. I will address the obvious bullshit, but I wanted to get into football today. Annual Dr. King and Malcolm X episode coming up. And again, I will do my best to be consistent this year and to make sure I put the same effort into the show that I always have. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, ABM, man. Thank you for the back and forth, the jokes. Thank y'all for the back and forth, man. I consider it to be therapeutic, which makes all of you my de facto therapists. Truly appreciate it. I'll do this before I get out. Shout out to RIP DT and RIP to JBJ's Pops, man. RIP DT, RIP to JBJ's Pops as well. And anybody else has lost somebody, man, is still on you. I know Griff is there as well. So RIP, man. RIP DT. Abbreviated outro today, man. I appreciate y'all, but I'm going to get on out of here. Y'all take care. I'm going to see y'all next Monday for sure. I'll let you know about a bonus show. But next week, we're still going to have football to talk about. I'll see, man. I'll figure out. Let me sit down and think about it and see if I want to go there. But I think I'm going to stay with football for now. And if I come with that, I think I'm going to implement it within the Malcolm X and Dr. King show and/or I'll do a bonus. But I think it's going to be best served for that show. So that's the way I'm leaning. I'm about to go have a shrimp egg roll way too late in the evening. Appreciate y'all, man. As always, take care. Thank you for the back and forth. And be easy. crazy.